Welcome to Topless Toy Talk, episode 34. We are your puppetry podcast for the Cybertronian era. Today is Tuesday, April 7th, and I'm your host.
And I am your better host. And
I am your host.
And I am your
host.
And I'm your better host, and we are happy that you're here. I'm glad you're making so much use out of this puppet. Happy birthday.
This is not a puppet.
Okay. This is your new form.
This is new form. We've evolved.
Have we? Evolved? Devolved? No one knows. No one has any idea. Fantastic.
What's up?
So I feel like we've had buttons. So we
No, we don't sew in this household. We pay people to do that.
No, I mean I can sew. It's just been a hot sec. So we so last week was your birthday. We had a great time. So last Friday we did a double feature at the movies.
Yeah, we called it Project Hail Mario.
Yes, Project Hail Mario. So we first saw the Mario movie like every good solid adult does at 9:25 in the morning. We went to that showing. I like to believe that it was a show that we rented the theater for, but we just went so early that there was only one other person, and I just ignored the fact that he was there. Then we went to Project
the fact that I was in the movie theater with
the other guy. Then we went to then we saw Project Hail Mary, which I didn't know anything about. I didn't realize it was a book, but that's actually a really solid alien movie. So highly recommend.
Highly recommend.
Yeah, and the Mario movie was pretty solid too. Although they didn't have the Yoshi buckets, so that was kind of a bummer. Otherwise, I totally would have spent unnecessarily $50 to buy these buckets. But they weren't there, and I didn't want to pre-order it. If I can't have it when I'm watching the Mario movie, it doesn't count.
I'm actually pretty happy that they didn't have the Yoshi buckets.
Though I did get the other Mario bucket that they had there that was not as cool as the Yoshi bucket.
It's very flimsy and plastic, and I don't think it's going to last very long.
Doesn't matter. It's now ours. I like to collect every once in a while one-off things like the crappy Mario bucket, but it happens.
We have an unusual amount of buckets in this house.
I don't think so. We have the Transformers popcorn bucket.
Yeah, we have two of them.
Well, yeah, because you needed one. I don't like, and I needed one, and I don't like your popcorn.
And then we have Deadpool and Wolverine buckets.
And you don't like the amount of salt that I put on popcorn, so we can't share. We have to have our own separate popcorns. This is not a household where we share popcorn. It doesn't work. I share everything except for that.
I mean, it's honestly true. If you gave her a trash bag of popcorn, she would eat the entire trash bag.
It is my favorite thing. I love popcorn so much. Buttery and salty. I just want to make sure that my arteries are really solidly clogged. That's what I need. Yay, heart disease.
I think that's probably not what you need.
No, it is what I need.
To be honest.
So we have a few folks here with them in the chat.
Do we?
Mr. Slowpoke. Actually, I'm just going to call you Slowpoke here. Is this your alter ego here?
My alter ego is a bulldog with fairy wings.
I don't know about that. So we have you are in charge of the mouse here.
Oh, I know I am.
Okay.
You are not in charge of the mouse.
I know. We have Webhead. Hey, Webby. How's it going? Hope you're having a good Tuesday. We've got Stormfire Blizzard here. Hello.
Hello.
And
we have Webby again.
We have Webby and Webby.
Showtime.
And we have
Webby again.
Speaky Geeky.
Oh.
Hello.
Whoa.
No, wait. Larry's Geeky World.
Whoa.
I think maybe that's somebody else. Sorry.
Read your words right.
I can't read anything. Thanks for joining here.
Hey, Larry. New name. Thanks for being here, part of this nonsense.
Yeah.
We appreciate you.
I mean, we always do something different, and tonight it's puppets, so why not? I do have a puppet as well, but my puppet's gonna have to wait. Away. My puppet's gonna have to wait.
I gave you an option. I said we could do a puppet stream or we could not. And you said I can't do both.
Correct. So this is where we are. We also have an old favorite. It looks like. Oh, yep. Yeah.
It was a pretty good birthday week. But honestly, I celebrate a rolling birthday week.
So it's not over. He still has his birthday banner up. This man is 41 years old and he has a birthday banner.
Actually, the older I get, the longer the birthday week goes. Like, it used to be a 2-week period, but at this point, it's more like a month.
It's obnoxious. It's totally obnoxious.
It goes when I want it to start and when I want it to end, because why not? I'm like, I could die tomorrow.
It's kind of like how Easter. So we did Easter. And I like to pretend that there's more people who live in this household than do. And so I actually hid Easter eggs around the house with candy. And then I pretended like I didn't know where they were. And so you were trying to find them. I'm not a very good hider of the Easter eggs.
Because like real adults, we buy ourselves candy and hide it all over our house. So
it's so good.
So we can find it.
It's so fantastic. So now we have this bowl of dumb candy. Pepsi Prime is safely right there. Thank you, Danny, for joining us. You are a very consistent like person here with yes, there should be a Pepsi Prime popcorn bucket.
There should be, definitely.
Yes. Oh, you have okay. All right. So Webhead, Webby. I would love to know what
buckets do you have, Webby?
Yeah. I need to know.
And also we have
somebody. Pepsi. Oh, yes. Pepsi Prime stream. We could actually probably talk for several hours about Pepsi Prime.
Yeah,
so.
We could start with, hey, remember that time that we didn't have a Pepsi Prime? and then somebody started trolling us about not having a Pepsi Prime.
And then we saw one at
And then you found one at TFCon and was like, I don't care how much it is, I'm going to buy it.
I did. I bought it just for you. I did. It sits in a very, noticeable spot here. Yes.
46. That's young. Honestly, the interesting thing is like the older I get, the more I'm like, I still feel 28. Like mentally. Like physically, my body feels like
100.
Like I've been like 85 since I was 23. But mentally, I don't know if I ever went past 28.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I would even maybe lower that age. I'm not sure 28 adequately addresses it.
I would say wow, and we have somebody.
Maybe like 24.
Get it together.
Okay, the love is there. The love is there. I'm just here, right? Avengers, Star Wars, Batman, Deadpool, Transformers, and Spider-Man. Oh, that's solid. That is very solid.
Like, are they special buckets? Like, are they shapes? Are they things? Or are they just like a 10 bucket or a plastic bucket?
I love that you're just going to keep going here with the slowpoke.
This is what I'm doing.
No one can see your face here kind of on the side. The whole night you're going to lean there?
Nobody can see my face. What are you talking about?
Whatever.
You can see the dog's face. Actually, you can't see my face. It's right here.
So this was an unintentional birthday present that I probably paid too much money for to pay tariffs and all sort of other foolishness so that you could have this slowpoke hand puppet.
You give me a puppet? This is a stream.
Yeah, see, somebody agrees with me. Totally, you can totally be seen. Totally seen.
How can you see me?
You're on this. Like, look at you move right there, you weirdo.
Shoot.
Yeah.
Sorry, let me get out of the way.
Yeah, do better. You're no like.
I don't know. I can't see that part of the screen. Oh, sorry. I stopped talking with my hand. I can't see that part of the screen.
Do better, slowpoke. We have a special guest tonight. We are just riffing until he is available.
We're talking about buckets again.
And we are still talking about buckets.
So special buckets. Okay. All right. I lost it.
Good. I'm glad we're done with this.
You called me out. Like
I'm not calling you out.
Guys, hey, look who it is. It's me.
Oh, it's you. It's not Slowpoke anymore. Good job.
I'm here.
Thanks for joining us.
This is not yours. You
Robert.
Get away from it. What do you want?
So thanks for the dog thing.
Sorry I was late, everybody.
Yeah, I know. But, well, it's a good thing that Slowpoke stood in for you. Stupid. So stupid. You are a child. You are a child.
Okay, but let's talk about puppets real quick. What did you think? Should we start every stream with puppets? Should we start doing a puppet show?
Actually, we're kind of thinking about doing something called like drunk puppets.
No, I started that.
I know. So we did like a story of that this weekend. And so we may start doing a weekly like short about drunk puppets giving life advice. So
but it's like really depressing
if
drunk puppets.
Bad depressing life advice you would like in the form of puppets, we're here for you. Yeah. So we're willing to take any sort of advice that you may need.
So the bat signal that lights up, like that's actually pretty cool popcorn bucket. Like I don't know, I just never really would think about. I mean, basically, they make anything into like a big hollow shell and like just let you dump popcorn into it right now, right? Like that's kind of what it boils down to. Whatever will get you $50 to $100.
Capitalism got a capitalism,
but that's still cool.
Yes,
it's very funny. Why are do these comments look very large to you?
They do look really large.
I feel like something changed.
They definitely changed the image.
I mean, I'm not like saying we got a problem, like, and then our name is real tiny.
Yeah,
I don't know. Whatever. Deal with it, guys. Large comments. They're like a setting. Did they change something in the settings? You talk while I look at settings.
Yeah, so for your birthday though, so we went to those like the double showing, our own like double feature.
We made it.
Which is great. Like,
well, so it started
like
from
that we start our own holidays.
So it started from Barbenheimer, like last year, like not last year, a few years, whenever they did the Barbie movie, and then Oppenheimer, right? And then they made a big deal about it being Barbenheimer.
We did that. It was fantastic.
So I was like, this is what we're gonna do now.
But actually, we did that I think even the year before that. So they had the Science Center for like kids or whatever. They have this like adult night where they serve alcohol and you can go around the Children's Museum. It's fantastic. And they had a dinosaur exhibit that just so happened to correspond with the animatronic dinosaur exhibit that travels around the country. And so we made our own holiday called Day of Dinosaurs, where we saw animatronic dinosaurs on like a Friday when it was not, first thing in the morning when it was populated by children. And then we went in the evening and saw more like animatronic dinosaurs.
This is not a movie double feature.
No, it's fantastic though. I'm talking about how we like to create our own events. We like to create our own special holidays.
We do.
That's great.
That's true. So I'm not going to lie. I did look to try to find Transformers hand puppets, and it seems to be something that doesn't exist.
No.
So if there's anybody out there that sees this and specializes in hand puppets and can make one, let's talk. Reach out to us. I'll pay a lot of money for it.
Price is not, cost is not an issue. If it's high quality, we'll pay stupid amounts of money for that.
Yeah. So fanboy, yes, like your soul, like my soul, like most of our souls, empty, like just empty vessels waiting to be filled.
Okay, so I don't believe in cremation. I just fundamentally don't agree with it. You want to be cremated, so
I do.
Fine.
I'll
let you disrespect your body like that. You can.
Can I tell my story?
Yeah, you can tell it.
So when I die, I want my body to be burned into ashes, and then I want those ashes to be taken and to put mixed in with concrete and put into little concrete molds, specifically like squirrels or unicorns, something, right? Something about like yay big.
Stupid.
That then is handed out to everybody that I know.
And then nobody can get rid of this.
And so then everybody has to have these little concrete figurines of me that have the ashes, and I don't know what type of accent that is, that has ashes in them, and they will not be able to get rid of it because that's like a part of me.
And so instead of having like a normal situation where we have like, we're right next to one another, instead I'm just going to have my casket filled with little like squirrels and unicorn cement things of you that people are going to give me, and I'm just not happy about it.
Whatever, not my problem. That's your problem. I'll be dead and burned.
You'll be all done.
Benjamin, I don't know what that means.
I do, but we're just gonna leave that alone.
Okay. This is why we are two different people.
We're gonna leave
Esteban.
Esteban.
You missed the puppet show, Esteban.
Yes. But we do have our very special guest, DBlakeMakes. So what I want to start off...
you're just gonna go into the name. You're not gonna be like hype it up and then...
No, I got it. Hold on. I am gonna hype here. So DBlake, what I thought was really fantastic was probably the fact that he was the most excited out of any guest that we've ever had.
We've never had anybody say, "Oh, I'm so excited for this."
I have been waiting I've been anticipating you reaching out to me, like to be on Topless Toy Talk. This is like
normally
so
we have.
excited.
Oh dear God, I wish you would not have engaged.
Like, I don't think that I want to like have my shirt off on the internet, but
that's why we advertise this as the Body Positivity Podcast.
It's fine.
We like women. We like men. We like,
if you want to have muscles, if you don't have muscles, whatever. Yeah, like,
I love everybody, and somebody.
So we have a guest that I think though is our most excited to be part of the show guest joining us today. So without further ado, we will add DBlakeMakes. Yay!
Guys.
Oh man, this is some good logic you have here with the Wall XD. I didn't even think about that.
Oh.
I mean, it just writes itself, you know. Yeah. Absolutely. I was like, well, I need something that's like that will cover me well, and I was like, I got it. My Wall XD setup, right? Absolutely.
This nice. Good.
So how are your signs just on the wall back there? Are they just affixed to the wall?
They're on there with just fun tack on the Wall XD. Oh, yeah, I just use fun tack. They sticks right on there because the wall has a texture, with the grout lines and whatnot. It really adheres nicely and right on the back of the sign. So it'll be very embarrassing if they fall off during the show. But they last pretty well. So they last during all my toy shows as well.
I was curious to see if these all stay up here, to be honest. I mean, magnets, they're a little suspicious.
Yeah.
They're a little slick on the metal in which they're on, and
they're not. Yeah, but they're not heavy. They're pretty light. They'll stay up there.
Yeah.
So, Sarah, you convinced me though. I didn't catch the beginning, but I believe I saw somebody talking about puppets, and that you got the puppet that I sent you, right?
Yes.
We can start over. We started off with the slowpoke puppet,
and I was told I couldn't do this puppet because I wasn't willing to get down below the table, but.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you give your puppet a name?
No, not yet.
Oh, it needs a name.
It does need a name, though. I would
call it Carl, but I don't know if it's a guy or a girl, but I would call it Carl.
Your live stream. What was the thing?
Did you go into? Oh my God. Okay, so I'm just going to throw something out here real quick before we get too far and I forget. If we want to do a puppets only stream, I'm down.
Yeah, we should definitely do a puppet.
Maybe not this stream.
No,
not like I need to prepare myself, but we should.
We all just hide behind the things, and it's just the puppets.
Yes,
I've never seen it happen.
Yeah. It could happen. This could be the one. Maybe that's what we
can talk about.
My daughter thought this was Elmo, and I was like, shit, I got a red one because it looked like Carnage because he's got like red and black.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
Right. But she said it looked like Elmo. I was like, shit, it does look like Elmo.
I'm gonna go with Carnage.
Elmo.
You say Carnage, I see Carnage over Elmo.
Absolutely. Sarah, what were you gonna ask? Something about a stream?
I think that stream. So what I loved about the stream, what was the toy show that was happening?
Oh yeah. I was at that Dragon's Realm Comic-Con. Yeah, that live stream. Yeah.
That was so good. It's because when I joined, you were showing taxidermy there. And I was like, oh, this speaks to me. Like, this is weird taxidermy. I would have a weird taxidermy throughout this house. This one, he wants nothing to do with it. But I would totally have weird, squirrels,
butterflies, and
I'll tell you what, I'll make you a deal.
For it.
If we can buy a new house that has more room for my toys, you can have a room dedicated
to taxidermy.
Fantastic. We can theme it, and you can live your life in there if you want. I don't care.
Well,
I will never go in. Dead things belong where they belong, and that's not on a wall in a house.
Every time I see,
I wonder if there's a way to incorporate taxidermy in toys.
Oh, taxidermy toys.
Okay. So speaking of that, there was this thing that popped up in my Instagram feed the other day, and I was like, I don't know what this is, and I was like, this is definitely what I need more of after I finished watching it. But it's this lady that makes taxidermy off of I believe roadkill, but she typically makes like koozies. So it'd be like the bottom half of a squirrel that's like a koozie that you put
your beer in.
I don't know about that.
And I was like, man, I need some of those. Like, I don't really like the taxidermy thing because it's weird. But
roadkill koozies?
Yeah, but I'm like, but I do have a lot of koozies, and I would totally drink out of that.
You wonder if it would how cold it actually keeps your beverage.
I mean, I think it depends if she lines the inside with like the koozie material. I can't remember. It was
that insulation foam.
I don't remember yesterday. So
okay, before we get too far down this rabbit hole here, D Blake, we would love for you to introduce yourself, tell the internet as much as little as you would like to share your grade school, mother's maiden name, any of that important information that we need to have.
So I'm Damion, DBlakeMakes. I am the purveyor of DBlakeMakes, and I make these cool signs and bendable accessories and all these other cool things for your action figures. And as you can see, I am my biggest customer. That's how it all started. I just wanted to display my own collection, and then I put it out on the internet and some Facebook groups and showed off my Spider-Man shells because I have I know you talked last week to Tihan about all the Spider-Man. I have all the Spider-Man. So that was my collection, and people were like, "Oh, that's really cool. Where'd you get the signs? Where'd you get the signs?" I was like, "I made it." And they're like, "Oh, could you make X-Men?" I was like, "Yeah, I can make X-Men. Could you make this? Can you make that? Can you make this?" And now I'm like, what, almost 6 years now, 300 more designs plus designs, and I've shipped all around the world with these things, and people are like, "You should do toy shows." I was like, "I don't want an inventory. I just make them to order. I don't want to have overhead because I don't know what I need to bring to a toy show, and I don't want to have hundreds of these things on hand." Well, now I have several hundred of these things on hand in bins at toy shows and sell at toy shows. So yeah, and it's just been super fun, just becoming a part of the community and meeting so many people in the community, everybody from toy tubers to people in the industry working at Hasbro and Marvel and Mattel. And again, just hanging out with the YouTube folks and the Instagram folks. And, it can be very cliquey, a lot of these groups, but, I always say I'm Switzerland. I get along with the jocks. I get along with the band kids. I get along with the goths, so I'm kind of in the middle of everything.
Yeah, no, I like that. It's funny that you say that, but it is, yeah.
Sarah is the Switzerland. I am whatever
be friends with everybody.
Whatever the opposite of Switzerland is, that's who I am. I belong nowhere in
Russia.
I am my own island in the middle of the ocean.
You are North Korea. You are like, nobody wants to be.
He's 1940s Germany. What?
I just didn't quite understand how it worked, and so I'm just going to be over here with my toys.
Yep.
She is the force that brings everything together on this side. Of the fence.
Awesome.
So
thanks for having me, guys. And yes, I was super excited. To your point, when you reached out to me, I did absolutely say I've been waiting for you guys to reach out to me forever. Ever since I watched you guys with like 2 Sentinels and those guys, I know a lot of these guys personally from the toy shows and stuff. So, and I see the people that I'm friends with in the community joining your show, and I'm like, when's it gonna be my turn? But I'm not that guy. Like I don't reach out to people and be like, "Can I come on your stream?" But when you reached out, I was like, "Oh, it's my time. Let's go."
If I would have known, it would have been much sooner.
Yes.
Because we started like a list of like people.
Yeah, we have.
It's like as we watch other people's streams, or we've been on streams with other people, and names come up.
You take note.
Started just like making a list of people to reach out to.
Or right now, because the Des Moines Con is at the end of May, so we are trying to get people who are like going to be at Des Moines Con. So we're throwing it out like to all of those folks to see like, hey, can we line this up to like people that we're going to meet in real life?
Vendors, creators, artists. Yeah, those guys, absolutely. Hype them up.
T Honda, he's going to be on there, or he'll be there.
Yep.
That's why I'm saying is like we should do like a Des Moines Con pre Des Moines Con multi-stream and have like Dave, T Honda, all those people on and do like a little let them all hype. Not that we have like a boatload of followers or anything.
We're getting that.
That's all. We're not sitting on like.
No, but that's also. It's cross streaming. It's cross posting too, right? So their audience will be your audience will be their audience. I know there's people that are watching your show that probably don't know me, and vice versa. So it's all networking. It's all good times. So, we do that here when we have a bigger show. We have a lot of shows here in New Jersey, and like we have Legions Con, we have Toy Con New Jersey, and like we'll just jump on like the 2 Sentinels, Jay Shot and Matthew. They'll have like a bunch of the vendors on, and we'll just have the Brady Bunch screen going on with all of the vendors, and we'll just be showing off, quick big screen of what you're bringing to the show, and then we just start BSing about the show. So I think that's a really good idea for Des Moines Con.
Yeah. So somebody wants to know if you've been at
I was,
ZoloCon.
yep. I was. I go to ZoloCon. I've been there every year. I missed 1 year, but I'm in there. I was front row, first row. As soon as you came in, made a left, I was there. So if you are thinking I'm the same guy, yes, it is me.
So what is ZoloCon?
Yeah, help educate us.
So ZoloCon is run by a guy named Mike Zolotro, or Zolotro, I believe it's pronounced. And so he started ZoloCon. He makes like 5-point articulated figures. They're from zoloworld.com. So he's got like this whole line. He also makes like protective cases for figures and stuff. So he's in the industry in like a very vintage collecting type aspect. He started a show, 16, 17, maybe 18 years ago called ZoloCon. And he used to have it in Pennsylvania, and it used to be at a place called the Fuge. And the Fuge was an astronaut training facility centrifuge in Westminster, Pennsylvania. And you go in there, and they still had the centrifuge equipment in there. Like you could go in the pod. It was still set up. They had all of the computers there, and everything was still set up as if it was still a training facility for the astronauts. But it's a giant circle, right? It's a circle. It's round. It's a round donut. And all the vendors would just be filled into this giant circle. And it was, a smaller show. And it just has grown just leaps and bounds since then. So last year, he actually left the Fuge and he went to the Valley Forge Casino and Resort, which is like 10 times bigger than the Fuge ever was. And it's been growing. And now he's got guys like Savage Crucible, Valaverse, the Four Horsemen's always been there. He's had, Animal Wars of the Kingdom there a few times at the old venue, Valaverse. All these guys have been at the smaller venue in one way or another, but now they all come together for ZoloCon. It's just become one of the largest shows in the country actually now. Oh, wow. So that's ZoloCon.
Yeah. Well, I might have to try to make a point to get out there sometime. Yeah. We are just right.
It's always at the end of February. Yeah, it's always the end of February. It's one of the first shows of the year.
Okay. Yeah, that might be. I mean, that might make it easier. Like, because I think we're gonna try to get out to Legions Con this year. Like, we've never been to a Legions Con, and we hear that's a good time. Yeah. So
it is the best time.
It should work out well. So my youngest brother is like getting married, so it shouldn't interfere with his wedding.
I don't care about that.
I know you don't.
He's not watching us, so I can say what I want.
He's much younger. So I think it should work out here.
If you're able to make it to Legions Con, rooms are going to go on sale sometime this week. Also, there's another show that's going to be opposite of Legions Con called the Toy Unity Expo. Again, because it's kind of these shows are kind of cliquey, and these toy companies don't like each other. Well, they decided to make their own toy show literally across the street from Legions Con, and so. I love that. And so you're going to have a whole bunch of people that have been trying to get in Legions Con that can't, and other vendors that aren't welcome at Legions Con are also going to be across the street. So it's going to be just a weekend of toys. It's going to be really.
We're not going to talk about day jobs, but like I definitely stayed in the Legions Con hotel for my day job. And so when people were talking about it, I was like, oh no, I definitely have stayed there before for work.
The Marriott,
hotel, like, because I mean, it's a weird hotel, right? This like Irish pub, like in a hotel situation.
Yeah. The pub is great. They have a great Reuben. In fact, they run out of Reubens. We have a thing we call it ReubenCon every year. So last year was ReubenCon 25. Everybody just orders Reuben. I don't like a Reuben personally, but it's quite the hit there.
I love that. I'm just gonna acknowledge a couple people real quick. Prime, welcome, Prime. Thanks for coming around.
Prime's bringing it way back. We started the Kevin Nash fan group years ago.
Larry,
I agree.
Larry's cool. I've met Larry many times at toy shows. I've met Larry, very cool guy. He was at Legions Con. Hey, Rowdy.
And Rowdy, thanks for joining. Thanks for being here. Damion is awesome. Go ahead, Sarah.
Oh no. So sorry, can you go back to our little notes?
Dan, thanks for joining here.
Yes. We have added a new question before the lightning round.
Oh, you want to do lightning round?
No, not the lightning round. It's a question before that. And so I wanted to ask this. So we have decided that we're going to add a new question after the tell us a little bit about yourself is trying to understand like what toys or comics or nerddom are you into or did you have as a child? Like how did you end up here?
How did you get here?
What happened to get you to this point in life? Like was there like some sort of like gateway like thing that added, that got you to this point, or how did this all happen?
Yeah, I mean, I've always been as a child, you can't call yourself a collector as a child. You just play with toys, So like I was always the G.I. Joe. I had G.I. Joe, I had Transformers, I had all those things. I was also a tinkerer. I would take my Transformers apart and put them back together because back then they were metal, so I would literally like take them apart, put them back together. I was always tinkering in that side of things. I had remote control cars, all those things that boys play with. Just growing up, I just got, I was also into movies. I was also into cartoons, Thundercats, He-Man, all those Saturday morning cartoons, Voltron, you name it. And then as I grew older, I just carried it with me, I think what really got me into actually collecting was when McFarlane started the Movie Maniacs collection. And they were like all my favorite horror movies. And I was like, yes, I want Jason. Yes, I want Freddy. Oh, Wishmaster. Yes, I want, I had all of the horror movies and they had the little backdrops with the movie poster. So I was right up my alley. So I would collect all of those, and the articulation obviously wasn't great, but the sculpts were just so good. They really just popped at that time. And then Spawn as well. I jumped into Spawn. So McFarlane really was a big part of my early collecting days. The Tortured Souls collection, as I'm looking at them right now on my shelf, they're 25, 30 years old that I still have them all displayed on my shelf. And then just going up from there, it's, now being a toy collector now is, Legends. I had a lot of things in storage for about 10 years. And then when I finally got them out of storage, I opened up and I had all these old Toy Biz Spider-Man figures that I forgot I had, like the old Tobey Maguire figures from the first movie. And then, all those the ones that came with a little piece of diorama, like a little piece of a wall that you hang on the wall, all those Diamond Select things. So I was like, man, these were great. And then I just went down that rabbit hole again. And, here we are. So, I collect a little bit of everything from Spawn, Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter. I like video game stuff. So this side of the wall is all movies and TV shows. So you got Ninja Turtles, Back to the Future, Indiana Jones, RoboCop's behind me. All my horror figures are down here. Elvira, The Thing. All my NECA and Movie Maniacs are here. Jaws. And then Thundercats are over there. Kill Bill's up there. Ninja Turtles up here. So this is all the movie stuff. And on the other side is where I have like video games. I've got Spawn, Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter, Mythic Legions, Animal Wars: The Kingdom, Plunderling, Savage Crucible, Action Force, NECA. I have everything down here. So
I love that you are not like all in on one thing. You're just like, I love all the things.
I love it all. And Spider-Man, that whole side of the room is actually Spider-Man. So from here over is Spider-Man threw up.
That's fantastic. Yeah. I love that. Like Spider. This is where I waver, right? So it's like I went down this Transformers route because
and you still love Transformers.
I've said this a number of times, but as a child, like somebody decided I was into Ninja Turtles, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
I might have to.
So I was given all like that's what everybody gave me was Ninja Turtles, right?
Yeah.
But what I wanted were robots. I wanted Transformers, and so that's where as an adult I got into Transformers, and then it blew up, right? But like I also really like Spider-Man, and I like Deadpool. And I like original characters. Yeah. And so it's like I don't know how to balance it. You know, like I just am like,
buy all the
I want to buy all the things.
If
you know?
we only had
like,
more wall space.
I just like we need like a 6-story house where I can dedicate like one floor to Transformers, one to Spider-Man, one to Deadpool, one to other stuff, and then you can figure out what the other 3 floors you want to do with. Like
I know a guy like that. I know a guy with that exact. No, seriously, he at one of my shows came by my table and spent over $1,000 on signs at my table. And at $20 a piece, and I do buy 5 get 1 free, right?
Yeah.
So every 5 you get 1 free. So if I spend $100, you get 6. He spent over $1,000. He got a lot of signs. I asked him, I was like, "What are you doing with these?" He goes, "I am a retired military. And my kids are grown. I am a bachelor. I'm divorced, blah, blah, blah." He goes, "My house, I have a 6-bedroom house in North Carolina. And this one room is just for this. Another room is just for this. Another room is just for this. My basement is for this." I'm like, you're living the dream, man. You are living the dream. It's crazy.
That's what I said. I'm like, if you happen to die before me, like, that's what's going to happen.
I have a lot of life insurance. It'll all work out. I do want to say here really quick, everything again in front of us is stuff that DBlake has made. So the stickers, the signs, like
I'm gonna make a couple comments on that. We just got some chat people bring in here. So Winter Star, thank you. The tie
you keep it professional.
Yeah, I like to keep it professional. You know, like
it is
casual but professional at the same time. You know, like you forgot your pearls today to class it up, so that's your problem.
I know.
Dave, thanks for stopping by.
You have nothing to clutch.
Yeah. Thanks for stopping by, Dave. And
no chewing.
No chewing.
Hello.
Except Dave, no chewing is saying hello to Dave instead of
us.
Of us or you. But that's fine. Whatever. No big deal.
He's here.
He's also saying hello to Larry. So thanks for once again not acknowledging us or Damion, or it's no big deal.
Yeah.
I think they're all just talking to each other. So
yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Chat, talk about we do have though.
I was gonna make a comment though. So the thing that I didn't realize about your signs is like that they're actually painted.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yep. Every single one of them hand painted.
And that is way more impressive than when we opened them. I was like, man, these smell heavily like paint.
we mean that in a good way.
Yeah, in a good way.
We were talking about
that.
I was
it's so funny. I'm blind to it. I don't smell it.
These are not 3D. I mean, they're 3D printed, but like they're not just 3D printed. Like it's got
right.
Yeah,
you can tell.
And so there's like, so you got me some 3D. I don't know. You probably can't see them back here. Like they're like a.
I've seen them.
And and I'm like these, like those are pretty cool, right? But then the paint just adds another layer that I don't know, you wouldn't expect. And so it's like to me, you don't actually realize they're like 3D printed, period, because of the way you created. Like I don't know.
People at shows, they always ask me, they're like, "Oh, are these metal? Like, what are they?" You know, because and then you'll have other 3D printers that come by the show. There's Dave. They'll come by the show and like, "These are 3D printed, right?" Well, like, what are you doing to these to make them look like this? And I was like, they're painted with enamel paints. Like when I sent out to make these, I wanted them to look like big enamel pins, basically.
Oh, yeah.
And I said, how can I make that look like that? And then I realized like I designed it with a lip when I print it that will take that I can put paint in, basically. And that enamel paint, is important to me because it gets the color right. I'm a stickler for that detail. I want to make sure I got the right yellow, the right red, the right blue, right? The right purple for Decepticons. I do a lot of sampling and going back and forth to make sure I'm getting the color exactly the way it should, because you got this on your shelf. You want it to look like the logo that it's supposed to be. You don't want to have that off color piece. And the only way you can achieve that really is just by painting them. By getting that paint. There are other people that do the signs, and that's fine. I'm not saying I invented this or anything by any means. But when you get it just 3D printed and they do it in different layers of colored filament, you can still see the print lines. It still has a matte look to it. It doesn't matter what what filament you use. It's not going to be as glossy as when you paint it, you know? So that's just it. That's, and you're not the first person to tell me about the paint. I don't realize it, the smell, but I used to get a guy, and every time he would get them, he'd do a live like unboxing, and he'd open it and he'd be like, oh, I love that smell of the paint. And I'm like, what is he talking about? They don't smell. Then I realized they do smell.
but it's not like it's not overpowering. It's
no.
You know,
yeah, you're not gonna get high. You're not huffing. You're not huffing them.
Right? It's like when you open them from the package. So like when they're in the package, like you can't smell them at all, which is very funny because I'm like, it's not like it's a completely airtight sealed thing, right? But like, so when you open a box or open a package, you don't really smell it, but then like you open it, you know, after you get it out, you're like, oh, these are painted, you know, like and I think it would be that way with anything you would get that painted,
wow,
right? Like it has like a paint smell. And so I
know what makes you feel like. Remember when you get a nice figure and you opened the figure and you had that plastic smell of the figure, and you would just take it for a minute and you would just smell the box because it was just that's what it's like. You open up one of my signs, you're like, yeah, that's the thing, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, I do have a conspiracy theory around that, is that is actually a marketing technique, is they've somehow like got into your brain of like, they've connected that smell to that collector-ness of like, oh, I smell this, I need to buy it. I do believe that.
Yeah. It was, for me, it was action figures and video game manuals.
Oh, yeah.
Right. So if you would get the video game and you open up the manual, it had that smell in the manual too. That had its own distinct smell to it. And I know anybody in the chat will hit me up on that, please, because back me up on it, because it was a real thing.
No, I agree. Like the paper and the print, the way it was printed, whatever it was, like no, I remember like so PlayStation, right? You get the plastic case, open it up, right? Or like Super Nintendo, you know, or like the Nintendo, right?
Yes.
The manuals, they have a very distinct feel and smell to them. It wasn't magazine like print.
No.
Like it wasn't like a magazine. It was different. So I mean, I'll be honest, anytime like I encounter enamel paint going forward, like this is what I will think of. So like this is probably a very unintentional like marketing technique, but I'm like,
absolutely,
also genius, because it's like if you get something like this, it's so cool, and then you know it, like again, like because when you first take it out, like it has like, you know, that enamel paint.
Yeah.
Smell,
the initial waft.
Yeah. So it's like, again, like kind of like you're saying, great. Like, you know, like the video game manual, or you're talking about like you open a package of toy, you know, like, and over time, you know, kind of like wears off, right? It's not.
Yeah, of course.
Or maybe it is, and like you just get used to it. I don't know. Like, but so it's like, but then when you encounter that again, you're like, oh, that thing, right? Someone's like, this is what I will forever.
Exactly. It's gonna trigger you later down the line. You're gonna get that. You might be passing a truck or something, or somebody painting the road, you know, and you're like, you know, you get that guy that's marking the lines out for your gas lines. And you're just like, oh, the signs. That's it.
Like, oh, those smell just like those signs I have at home. Those are so fantastic.
I remember that smell.
I'm inspired by Fanboy Prime, like saying the smell of compact discs.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can visualize the smell of compact discs.
I have some in the back room if you want me to go get one for you. Like I have like 12 in a storage shelf.
I think it was the initial opening of the CD.
Yeah.
You know,
actually,
over time, I don't know if it.
I think that the inserts that they used to do with like CDs that had either the lyrics or whatever, that was that same kind of smell too, like that whatever it was printed on.
It was similar. Yeah,
it was similar. Yeah.
It was the paper, it was the ink or something, but they all had that very distinct pamphlet smell.
I don't know. That's good. I never really thought about that before until you brought that up, the game manual smell, and now that's just like stuck in my head.
And here I am,
just like brought back a core memory.
Rusty, like, you know, probably asbestos filled things. Like that's what does it for me.
Yeah, because the one that actually really comes to mind is like Final Fantasy VII. So it's like when I first got, you know, Final Fantasy VII for the PlayStation. Yeah, original PlayStation.
PlayStation, like,
there's like four discs and like a manual that was like, you know, 3 inches like thick, right? And so like it was very, very distinct, you know. I don't know.
I had the collector's edition of that with a VHS tape that came with it.
Oh wow. That's impressive.
I just sold that VHS tape for like $150.
Oh, I bet. That's wild.
I was like, well, I can't play this anymore. Let's see if there's a collector out there for it. And I don't think it lasted an hour on Mercari. It was gone.
Wow. So okay. So speaking of selling things in Mercari, because this keeps coming up.
You just sold your first thing on Mercari.
I just sold my first. Is there a reason why you chose Mercari over like eBay or something else? Do you sell things?
Well, I did Mercari when I first started doing these signs like 5 years ago. I actually was selling some of my older toys, and I was just looking for something. Mercari was like a new service at the time, and I was like, oh, this looks pretty interesting. And eBay always is just giving me like the heebie-jeebies, like I never, no one wants to buy from you if you're a new seller because they want you to have like a rating and everything else. And, so, and then there's always fees, et cetera, et cetera. And back then Mercari was doing the thing where it was just like, the fees were very minimal. So I just started selling my figures on there, and I was doing pretty good. And I was making, again, it was like a 3%, 4% fee. Now, obviously the fees are a lot higher. And then when I started doing my signs before I did a website and stuff like that, I was like, how else can I get these out there for people? So I just started taking like product photos of them, and I'd put them up on Mercari, and they'd sell on Mercari from there as well. So that's just kind of how I got into it. And then Etsy, I was going to do Etsy, but for me, Etsy, again, the fees just were astronomical. They hit you with all these little fees and these little dings. And by the time you're said and done, they're taking almost 30% of your profit, So Mercari to me at that time was just the best service that took the least amount of fees.
Okay. I don't know if they are less than eBay or not. It seems similar. The thing that
it's similar. Yeah, now it's closer to that, in my opinion, from what I've read into Mercari's new terms and all their new fees and stuff like that. It's the same as eBay. But
the thing that I did notice though is that they tell you the fee up front. So when you're listing something, it tells you how much they take, where eBay doesn't tell you until you sell the thing. And like I don't know, it's like half and half the thing. And I don't know, given that I just sold my first thing, like the thing
we just shipped it.
I just shipped it today because I was like, like a lot of people have.
Oh, and then you don't get paid until they get it and they rate you. So the money that they paid you goes into like a holding, and then they have to receive it, and then they have 3 days to rate it, 3 days to accept it and rate you. If they don't after 3 days, it automatically is closed, and then you get your money. So the sooner they rate you, the sooner you get your money into the account.
Yeah, I'm not like giving my money right now, so I don't really necessarily care about that. But like, what I thought was interesting, and I don't know, I can't remember if this is a thing that I had to choose or just didn't pay attention to, but it seemed like they shipped with UPS versus eBay does USPS, and US like I can just like go on the USPS app and be like, come pick my stuff up tomorrow, and don't have to go anywhere for it. But like for Mercari, I had to physically go to UPS, and I was like, I don't want to do this. So I don't know. That might be a deciding factor.
Sometimes you can select your shipper on. Well, at least you could back when I did on Mercari. You can select how you wanted to ship, and it gave you options if you wanted to use USPS, UPS. And at that, I don't even remember what the other options were, but you gotta look into that
when I list my next thing and see if that's.
Did you sell? Was it a Transformer?
No, it was a NECA Mirage Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle that I accidentally bought two of.
Oh, okay. Nice.
I pre-ordered one from two different places unknowingly. I don't know. I think one was BBTS and one was like Target and like. But
I've done that.
Yeah, I would like to say I'm much better at it nowadays. There was a while that it was really bad, and that's where our Christmas giveaway started. Was because I was like, well, I have like 10 things here.
During the pandemic, so you actually, even if you ordered from a company, you weren't sure if it would actually arrive from that one.
So I would order from BBTS, Entertainment Earth, Target, Walmart, and Hasbro Pulse, and then whoever shipped it first, I would try to remember where else I ordered so I could cancel those pre-orders.
Yep, and that's
you always miss one.
kind of what happened is I was like, oh shoot, I forgot that I ordered here. And then actually anymore, the only problem is it's like when they both ship at the exact same time, which is very infrequent, but it still does happen occasionally. But
Webby asked a question here about your schedule.
Oh yeah. Minnesota's pretty far from me. So coming from Jersey, you know, I have to haul these things. I don't really ship them, you know, as like my whole setup, like it all goes back in the car, you know. So I try to limit it within 3 to 4 hour drive if I can avoid any further. Although I am looking to do Toylanta next year, and that's going to be a 13-hour drive.
Yeah.
But I have a buddy that's going down there as well. He's also looking to get a table, and he has a trailer basically that he puts behind one of those crew cab pickup trucks. And he's like, you put your stuff in the back of the trailer and we'll all drive down in the crew cab and take turns driving. I was like, that is better for me. So, you know, we're looking to doing that. But Minnesota is pretty far. We'll see what I can do. Maybe next year.
David Bonner was talking to us about Toylanta, and so we might try to check out that one next year too. Yeah. So I don't know, we're kind of in the central area, and she always offers up like our guest room to everybody.
I know. So if anybody wants to come,
so if you ever trying to get around the area and you need a place to stay, like
come down to Des Moines, we got you.
Drop off a shipment of stuff for the next year,
right?
We're in our back room.
Shipping is astronomical, though. I mean, like I'd put it all on a pallet, but then to ship the pallet is like $1,000, and I'm like, I got to make money at the show too, you know. So it's tough.
So wild.
Because then I'd have to fly out there. Yeah, it's a lot of logistics.
Like, how much can you shove in like a carry-on bag?
I know, right?
Like, I don't need clothes. Like, you just like you show up, like you just get you go with what you're wearing. Your carry-on is all of your merchandise.
Just like have really big pockets in what you're wearing. Just like get real like a coat that just like expands out.
And then I have to go through the detector like this. And I sir, can you empty your pockets, please? What are all these Spider-Man signs for? And I'm like,
I'm just saying that would be the perfect video of like Spider-Man of like if you could somehow film that of you taking that out while going through TSA, like that'd be so good.
It's like all you have to do is, like, you know, you don't bring any clothes, you just go to Target or whatever, like buy an extra change, and then you know you just burn it like afterwards. Like,
I'm gonna look like Rob Liefeld drew me. Just pouches everywhere, just cargo pants and pouches everywhere. Yeah,
I mean they limit your luggage, but like they don't limit your pouches. So
it's true. It's true. It's a fair statement.
We should maybe go to the lightning round questions because we had a couple of really good ones. I wanted to ask some lightning round questions because we had some fans of yours that had some very specific questions.
Okay.
And the first one was, and this is a fan question, is 5 minutes early or fashionably late?
5 minutes early, always. Never. I told my daughter, I had this conversation with my 11-year-old daughter the other day because she's like, we can be fashionably late. I said, there's no such thing as fashionably late. I said, late is late. And if you're on time, you're late. And I said, if you have anywhere to be, always be early. Always. That's my thing. So, you know, I and it's funny enough because I was fashionably late to tonight's show. But I did join earlier to chat with you guys before the show. So yeah, no, I always try to be early unless any extenuating circumstances come up.
Just one of
such as
I forget who it was, but it was someone you were chatting with who was saying, yeah, you know, you're always late to Dave's stream. So
it was funny because you said that. I was like, I don't want to know who that was, and that's and that Corey tracks. It tracks that's Corey. I'm gonna get him in the chat later in our group chat. I'm gonna get him later.
He also said we have any dead time, we should ask about your dog. Brock. That was
Eddie Brock. Yeah.
Brock.
Brock is my puppy. He's one now. He's not here, but yeah, he's a very cute puppy. I'll send you a picture of him later.
Yeah. He actually said we should make the entire stream about your dog. And so I said, he
loves my dog. When we got him as a puppy, I held him up, and Corey was just like, what kind of dog is that? He's like, he's a Bernese and King Cavalier mix, so he's a mini Bernese.
Okay.
And he just looks like a Bernese Mountain Dog puppy all the time.
Okay. But being here, he's pretty big now, right?
No, he's only 60 pounds. He's tiny. He always because he's the King Cavalier keeps him small.
Right.
So he's only 50, he's 55, 60 pounds. So I mean, he's a good size, but he'll never get any bigger than that. And it's just like he's just the perfect little sized dog. He just looks like a puppy all the time.
I wish we
Corey
could
loves
trade
him.
you for something like that.
Yeah, poor Penny. Yeah, she's right there.
We have a Velcro dog.
He's like, don't talk like that about me. It's not nice.
It's fine, Penny. No, she doesn't want anything to do with that.
No.
Autobots or Decepticons? Because we've got both here.
I know, and you got T Honda with that last week too.
Yeah.
So I mean, I gotta go with the Decepticons just because the bad guys always have the coolest. The bad guys always have the coolest stuff. I mean, the Autobots don't have like the cool like Soundwave and Starscream and like the bad guys just have all the cool stuff. And the purple looks cooler. The purple's such a much cooler. You guys are running your Decepticons colors behind you. It's subliminal. So I like the Decepticons. I think they're just cooler.
I'm an Autobot at heart, but she's definitely a Decepticon.
100%.
I mean, if you're gonna go Autobots, like I loved, just the classic Optimus Prime with the battle station in the back of the trailer. Like I just remember that all the time, and that little cart that would roll out and get him on the back, and he had the giant gun on the back of the inside. But then you have Megatron, who himself is a giant gun.
Yeah.
So
or tank nowadays. But
yes, the tank. Yeah, because he can't be a gun, so he's a tank.
Actually, I'm not. I might actually have more Soundwave figures than I do.
It's real. It's very close.
Figures. I don't like. So maybe this is my hot take, right? I know Soundwave has always been a Decepticon, but I feel like actually Soundwave is an Autobot at heart. Soundwave really cares for his cassettes, right? Like I think
Ravage. It's okay.
If we could take Megatron and Starscream out of the equation, I could see like Starscream or not Starscream. Sorry, Megatron. Out of the equation. I could see Soundwave like running the Decepticons, and maybe they wouldn't be such a bad group, right? Like,
or do you think that
are the Decepticons because of Megatron's like?
Yeah. But if you think if Megatron and Starscream were out of the picture, and the Autobots got in Soundwave's ear a little bit and maybe just played the touch on his you got the touch, in his thing, it would make him a good guy.
Yeah. Like, I got a new cassette for you. Let's just put this one in and just see how just feel it out, right? Like just open your chest, accept it. Like
he'll be like, this feels good. I like this.
Do you read comics at all? Are you into comics? Like, is that a thing?
I used to. I fell out of comics when I got married. So, Tuesday comic hauls became a thing of the past. Once I started dating my now wife, and I still have some of the older comics. Like I still have some Spawns, and I get some key elements. Like when Spawn hit 300, I was like, I got to get that.
Mm-hmm.
I have Marvel Unlimited just because I want the exclusive action figure, but I don't even think I added the app to my phone. So yeah, just really haven't had the time, or and even if I were to pick it up now, I don't even know where I'd start. I'd want to go back and figure out where was the last Spider-Man I picked up.
Yeah.
Or where was the last Venom I picked up? Because that was more so Spider-Man, Venom, those lines. And I'd be like, where did I leave off on that? Battle Chasers was a big one. I loved Battle Chasers and Joe Mad's art and stuff like that. So, again, being comic books, art, and all that stuff, that's what got me into graphic design. So, and that's what got me here, basically, was using my graphic design skills to make these.
So I did not actually get into comics until I got married.
Okay.
Because
opposite.
because somebody is just like, whatever makes you happy, go do it. And I'm just like, okay,
It's
whatever. But the current Transformers comic line is actually kind of what got me into comics, which is kind
And
of
I
funny.
have when they did that
growing up-
relaunch of Transformers in like, was it the early 2000s? I think it might have been. I
Yeah.
have a few of those, like when Transformers like #1 came out, and then
Yeah.
they did the Transformers and G.I. Joe crossover. Like I got that issue, so I got a couple of those back then. So
Yeah, well, they just like restarted again in 20. Well, what are we on, issue 26, 7? So what, 2 years ago? Because they're doing one monthly. But anyway, so my speculation in the comic line is that Soundwave will inevitably become an Autobot, and that's where this is kind of full circling to. Is
Could happen.
I'm curious to see. So yeah, so it's like I don't know, like I don't know. Soundwave doesn't seem like a bad guy compared to like Megatron and Starscream and everybody else. Just
he's not inherently evil. He's not inherently bad, inherently evil. Like he's got he's not evil on his own. He's evil as part of the Decepticons.
Yeah. Or I think if you put him in a different scenario, you never know. But
that's fair.
I'm like, if you have like these little cassettes, like these cassettes, these pets, these like bots, right? That you take care of. Like you're not the worst guy in the world, right?
Like very evil people in history that were vegetarians. I just have to say that, like
yeah, right.
Not,
I mean,
we're not going to break.
Hitler was a painter, right?
Yeah, right. Like
Napoleon, they were painters,
Yeah, right? Like they were not maybe necessarily fans of people, but they were okay with animals and they liked art, and it just it worked out, right? Like to a certain degree.
Yeah. Right.
Here we are.
Here's what's happening. I was gonna do one more from the lightning round.
Oh,
here.
you have another one?
My dear.
I am not a deer, I'm a human being.
You are a deer human being. So
deer in headlights.
I have never been to either one of these. So I am curious, Disneyland or Legoland? Have you been to either one, and what would you choose?
I've never been to either. I've been to Disney World in Orlando, and I've been to what you could call a Lego type land in New Jersey. Like it's like a glorified Lego store, basically. And they have like a couple big Lego sculptures, and also like I guess like Disney, like the Disney Walk has like a giant Lego store, but I've never been to Legoland where there's like rides. Does Legoland have rides? Is that a ride thing?
In my mind they have a rides, but that could be just totally like something I've manufactured.
I'll check the internet real quick.
I mean, I would like to go to Legoland. I think personally I would enjoy a Legoland more, but now that Disney World and now Disneyland has like the Star Wars area, and the Rise of the Resistance ride and those things, like that is awesome. I'll spend all day there just doing those rides. So very cool. Like I would build my own lightsaber for $300 if my wife would not kill me. There's a lot of things I would like to do if I had disposable income like that.
So it does appear there might be rides at Legoland. Depending on the type of Legoland, there are different options.
Is it like walking across Legos barefoot? Is that a ride?
More like roller coasters that seem to be themed like certain things.
But there definitely should be.
You have to build your own cart, build your own roller coaster cart, and make sure you don't go off the rails. Like
that would be genius. Like that's the theme park I want to go to, is the one where you just might die because you're not proficient enough,
or you're gonna hurt your feet real bad.
Yeah,
real bad.
Apparently, that's how you get a job at Lego. Is they make you build a ball out of Lego and then they drop it to see if it will last, if it will sustain a fall.
Interesting. I mean, any Lego I've ever built will not sustain a fall. So I'm like, how do those people get jobs?
Yeah.
Those are the videos on Instagram that just like kill me every time, is the ones where people are walking, they're holding like a Lego and somebody opens the door like and hits them and it falls and it's I can't. We should probably do a reaction video where I'm just watching people. Like I like audible. Like
she will audibly gasp every time, and I'm just like.
And you know it's set up because they're recording this.
Yeah,
it's not just a random Ring camera recording this. This was set up to do that, and it still pisses me off.
Yeah,
like when was it Conan O'Brien when they dropped the Millennium Falcon? Remember that? Was it Conan and he threw the Millennium Falcon? Like I lost my mind because it's like, yeah, you can pick it all up, but what if you're missing one piece? Right. You miss that one piece.
You're all done.
It's over.
Yeah. I mean, granted, could you buy that piece? Maybe. I don't know, but you're not going to know. It's probably like the last piece that you need that also holds everything together. I just.
Well, now the manuals, have you seen the manuals for these things? They're literally like hardcover books.
Oh, yeah. She's kind of a little bit of a Lego fanatic.
Yeah, I've been watching your stuff. Bag 1, bag 2, bag 56, bag 77, bag 86, bag 87. I'm like, Jesus Christ, how many bags are in this underwater diorama? Like, what the hell is going on right now?
I was doing this back when I was doing the Titanic, like because the Titanic, it's I think 3 books.
I don't even know. It came in.
It was so
the Titanic. They just got it for his son. It's on like their dining room table, and they're like, I don't know what to do with this thing now.
Yeah,
it's 4.5 feet long. Like we only have one table.
There's only one place.
No, we have 2 places where it could sit. Our kitchen table, which would make our kitchen table useless, or the entryway
table thing.
And so that's where it is. So that's the first thing.
So when you walk in the door, the first thing you see is the Lego Titanic. He was like, "Oh, this is where I'm at." I'm like,
worst case scenario, you break it in half. You can break it in half and put half here, and then the other half somewhere else.
Actually, that's true. It does go in what 3? Is it 3 sections or
it's 3 sections? 3 sections. It took me like 60 hours to put together. It was so long.
Yeah. So this one does Legos and puzzles the same way, where it's like she can't stop.
I can't.
And so.
No. I can't pause. It's just I gotta do that's
and like,
you have to
one track mind. Yeah. Like sometimes I think I get wrapped up in stuff. If you give this one an impossible puzzle, like I will not see her for weeks or months. Like so for Christmas, I don't know how long this. So I thought this would be a good idea, right? So I took one of her wedding photos and I was like, I'm gonna make this into a puzzle.
Like the worst idea.
But she likes difficult puzzles, so it's like if it's too easy, she doesn't want anything to do with it. So I was like, okay, I have a black and white picture that's basically us in front of like a wall of like leaves, and I'm like, this is gonna be next to impossible to do.
It took me like 2.5 months to do this puzzle. I spent so much time, but I couldn't do anything until I finished that.
But that was it. That's all she did. Like she's like, it was like, you go to work, I get off work, gotta go puzzle for like the next 6 hours, and I was like, but are we gonna eat dinner? And she's like, I don't care. I gotta get this puzzle done. So,
have you seen the lenticular puzzles? Where, when you look at something one way, it shifts, you ever see those, those pictures where it shifts? No, like it's Spider-Man this way. And if you look that way, it's Venom. Like when you were a kid, you never saw those things. Lenticular. They're called lenticulars or lenticulagraphs, whatever. But they make puzzles like that.
Oh, yeah. I know what you're talking about. Like they're the flat kind of plastic things, right?
It's flat, and you can feel the ridges on it because it's like But when you look one way, it's one thing, and when you walk past it, it looks something else. Yeah, they make puzzles like that.
It was the thing we got from Kickstarter.
Oh yeah, the comic thing they got me for my birthday.
Yes.
That was actually a Christmas present that you didn't give me until my birthday.
Well, it didn't get here in time for your Christmas, so it became your birthday present. Sorry for your luck.
Yeah.
I did not know that they made
one in the other room that's Spider-Man one way and it's Venom the other way, depending when you walk past it. But yeah, they make puzzles like that. So what screws up your brain is you don't know which direction the piece has to go to fit in the puzzle the right way to make the picture. Those are very difficult from what I understand.
Yeah, I might have to look into those because that might be.
Yeah, maybe.
I thought I was going to be tricky one year, and I got her. It's like a clear plastic puzzle.
Have you seen those where it looks like broken? It's
it's acrylic.
Yeah. Yes. And I was like, this is going to take ever, and she like did it in like 2 hours.
It took me like 2 days.
I was severely disappointed in the amount
of time. I like that. It was a good one.
They advertise like this is the most difficult puzzle that anybody will ever put together.
How about the one that's a QR code that if you scan it, if you put it together the right way, it wins you $1 million? Have you seen that one?
No.
Is that real?
Yeah, it's a real, absolute real thing. You can look it up. It's a puzzle that's legit is a QR code, but there's no solution. So you put it together to make it basically a QR code. And then if you get the dots in just the right spots, the one solution wins $1 million.
Wow. Maybe that's what I'll start doing you from now on.
We can retire.
Because think about the possibilities.
Then we can buy a free house.
Because all the different possibilities, because you missed that one cube. That one cube goes down here. You go to a completely different OnlyFans website, you know? So
that's where you stumble upon, you get Rickrolled or they'll be OnlyFans.
Or that's how you make the $1 million, right? Yeah. That's another path.
Man, I'm not gonna go too far into this, but
no, you definitely are, because you're stopping and you're looking at me. Like,
but I'm like, if I had something that would make me some money, I'd be like, I don't care, I'm doing it.
I agree. My wife all the time, she's like, can we sell like foot pictures? Like, is that still a thing? You know, because how much can you make selling your foot pictures? I'm like, I don't know. I'm like, figure it out. But if you find out, I'm all for it. You know, if there's people want gross hobbit feet, I'll sell my gross hobbit feet online. I don't
I'd be like, you want me to step in some jelly? Like, done. Like, whatever, right? I'll go around peanut butter or
weird.
Right? Who cares? I'll do it.
Actually, this should be a thing.
No.
This is a good video idea. Is your reaction to weird stuff?
Oh my God. I'm so vanilla. Like, it's not even.
It's funny. Like, we put on a movie like that has just like
oh no, I will not watch any sort of like.
She will not watch intimate scenes in movies.
I
won't. I like cover her eyes. I'm like, you're a 41-year-old woman. Like,
I am 40. Not
almost.
Yet.
Yeah, you're 40.
Yeah. Come on now.
I can't.
It's like two people kissing like in public. She's like, oh my God, I can't look at that. Like,
no, I'm just
get a room. Get a room. That's hilarious.
Go ahead.
Yeah, you go ahead.
No. I was just saying, you see people kissing, you're like, get a room.
Oh, see, that's where I like. See me, I'm the person that would just walk up and be like, hey, can I join? Like, just to get at her. Just because she'd be like, oh my God, like, and just like she'd scurry away as fast as possibly could.
I mean, which is the funny part of like Topless Toy Talk. I'm like the shyest person, and
in public, I would never take my shirt off in public. I'm just like, no, like fully clothed. I'm like, give me like head to toe, like all the time. But on the internet, I'm like, I'll do anything on the internet. Like,
it's not real.
It's not real. This is just make believe. This is
nobody I know watches this. So like,
yeah. Exactly. We're talking about toys and stuff like, without shirts off.
Speaking of toys,
absolutely.
Yeah, we got a puppet now.
Yes.
Yeah, we got puppets now.
We should maybe go over to the wheel of questions.
Oh, you want to see what comes up?
I do. I want to see what comes up here.
Okay.
Wheel of questions. Turn. I can drive a manual, by the way.
Oh, can you?
Yes. Oh, do you drive a Honda?
No, I don't drive a Honda.
Is chasing every new release a sign of addiction or just passionate fandom? Where's the line?
All right. Chasing every new release. I mean, it depends on if it's a line you collect, right? Mm-hmm. So if I see a new Ninja Turtles movie figure, which I can't even think of what figure they would do at this point, that's a movie line. I have to have it because I literally have everyone. Like, I have the complete collection, not duplicates. Like, I have Casey Jones, but I didn't buy the Casey Jones with the dirt bike because he doesn't ride a dirt bike in the movie. So I don't need that and I already have a Casey Jones, you know? So as long as I have it, like, I got the 2 single foot soldiers. I didn't buy the 2-pack of foot soldiers because I already have the singles, right? So in that essence, I have every figure that has been sculpted and released in the movie line from NECA. So if there's a new one coming out, I got to get it.
That's impressive.
Like, I even have the Kevin Eastman over here. So, you know, I think he's covered. There he is. Like I have the trash thrown.
Oh yeah.
So, you know, so I need to have it in that sense. And to me, it's not it's an addiction, but it's you have to complete your collection, right? That's the completionist in me. When I'm playing a video game, like right now I'm playing Donkey Kong Bonanza on the Switch 2.
Okay.
I can't go to another level until I got every collectible in that level. And that's just how I've always been. Same thing for like Final Fantasy 7. Yeah. I couldn't finish Final Fantasy 7 until I got all the materials, Knights of the Round, beat Sephiroth and beat Ruby Emerald and the Ruby weapon and Emerald weapon. That's just a completionist in me. Even as a child, I had to finish everything. So that's how I am now with certain lines. Like I've gotten to the point where I'm like, okay, I only wanted the 4 brothers. I only wanted the 4 turtles. And then I was like, okay, now I want a Shredder. Okay, I got to get Splinter. Oh, Toka and Razor, I got to get them. And then it just evolved from there to the point where it's like, I need them all now, you know? But there are other lines where I don't need them all, you know? It's just that mentality. So that's my answer is it depends on what you collect and how deep of the collection you're into.
That's where I have the hardest struggle is because, so again, Transformers makes up the most of my collection, but like, so I have a small collection of NECA, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, mostly, well,
you got a lot of Spider-Man.
So I wanted just a small collection of like the movie Turtles, right? Because I'm like, so I had this vision of this display that was like the cartoon Turtles, the Mirage like comic Turtles, and the movie Turtles, right?
You wanted the sewer,
like the sewer, right?
That you could have that display, and you could have them all
like,
set up,
have them tiered,
tiered up on your wall. Like,
so the problem is
very similar to what you have, only but with like track shelving.
Yeah. So the problem is I ran out of space with other things before I ever got any of the Turtles unboxed. So back here in our back room, I have a shelf that has a small collection of movie Turtles.
Small.
It is small. The movie Turtles are small. There's only like
That's why I only went with movie Turtles, because if you go down the Toon Turtle line, there's literally like 300 figures.
And I'm like, not doing.
They can't make any more of these.
Yeah.
There was literally a certain cast, right? Yeah. So once you finish those movies, you're done. Unless you want to start going into like the 2012 and those other animated movies. But this is it. Once that's done, that was easy for me.
Well, that's what you think, right? But so I was like, okay, well, maybe what I'll do is like the Mirage line, right? The comic line. But they kept going with it. And then they started just reissuing them in different color variants, like the black and white and the red and black. Right. And so I have almost the entire Mirage line as well, just on a shelf in the back room.
They've never
not displayed, just in box. So I think what I'm gonna end up doing is probably just selling off those, to be honest. Because I can't figure out where they go. As much as I want to display them, I can't figure out where they go. So it's like I would have to like get rid of shelves of Transformers, which is fine. I could do it, right? But I just keep trying to figure out like what I want for the display. And so up in my office,
your office,
because what really got me hooked back on Ninja Turtles as an adult was the Last Ronin comic line. And so so I read those comics and I was like, this is a fantastic story. Like I love this, right? And then they started making the toys. Well, with the toys, they're like the side of the box is a mural.
Yes, so, like, you put them together. Yeah, it's really cool.
So he has to get all the boxes, right?
So
he has to have the whole mural.
The very top shelf in my office is the mural. I've only unboxed one of them because I'm like, I have to unbox one of them. But I've actually unboxed a few of them and done some stuff, but I put them back in for later because like I'm trying to figure out the mural, but also the figure, because like the mural is so cool. And so ultimately what I've decided is like, I think it's okay if I just have some of these in a box because that's what I like, it's fine, right? It has open window. I can look at it. If I want to take it out and do something with it, I can take it out and do something with it. If I want to put it back in the box and put it back up in the mural,
they present so nicely in the box too. I mean, they just present so. I mean, they're beautiful in the box. So, but you really just want to take it out and play with it and set it up. And even though even though you take it out of the box, you'll play with it for about 20 minutes. You'll pose it in different poses. You'll set it up. You're like, oh, that's cool. And you pose it again. You pose it again. You pose it again. But then you're going to put it in its final pose, and it's going to go on the shelf. It's going to go in one last pose, and it's just going to sit there on the shelf. Same as it would just sit in the box, not collecting dust. So I understand that side of it is like they do look at the in the box. They present nice in the box. But then you're like, I want to play with it. I want to put it on the box. I want to put it on my shelf. You putting it on the shelf is the same as basically putting it in the box, except now it's collecting dust.
So that's why I'm like, I take it out. I might do some stuff with it. If I put it back in the box, put it back in its mural line, come back out later, maybe, I don't know. Right. So I think that like my hardest problem is defining a scope because there's just so much cool stuff out there. And like,
you want to collect it all,
and I want it all. It's like Pokemon, but worse, right? Like there's way more
it's true.
Cool stuff out there than Pokemon, and so
it's so true.
And like, and there's not enough time in the day, and like I kind of created a lot of these fake rules for myself, where like I'm like, I won't take something that's not a transformer, like I won't take it out of the box until like I'm ready to do like some photography or something with it, because if I mess with it and pose it, put it on the shelf, it's not coming back off because I got like 10 other things waiting in line to have
I just have boxes I've got all these boxes of figures that I just don't have anywhere to put them right now. Like they're just Usagi, and then I don't know why I don't even collect Blade, but I had to get the Wesley Snipes Blade, so it's just that sickness in us. It's just that a collector in us.
So this is a question we've been asking a little bit more because
we're going to turn this into a thing.
Because we've noticed the hoarder tendency in all of you collectors, which
Collector
is fine.
45.
There's no judgment here.
We outside.
How many items
do you have hoarders in your family?
Well, first of all, do you have hoarders in your family? Second, how many items do you have? How many unboxed things do you have?
What's your backlog?
Around? Like what? Yeah, what's your backlog? Like, is it?
I have a lot. I have a big backlog.
I do too. It's awful. Like,
I mean, I don't.
The bad thing is, I still pre-order the Mirage Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
I have a whole set of blockies that I haven't opened yet.
Fantastic.
So, like, I've gotten. So yeah, I just don't have room for them. I'm like, that's another 9 figures, and I already have 2 other sets of blockies, so that's already 18. So when I open this, now I'm gonna have 27 figures that I don't know what the hell to do with.
So here's my marriage advice.
Real quick. No. I just want to make a comment with blockies. So I have come to peace with So blockies is an entertainment value for the putting together.
Yes.
And once it's together, it can go in the trash. I don't care. I don't put them in the trash. I actually put them in a baggie. But I have come to peace with like the blockies being as cheap as they are. Like we started this thing, we call
that's what I was called.
We call it blockies in bed.
And so I'm just saying, for your wife, you guys are sitting in bed, you're watching TV, whatever, you're chilling out at night, like, and you're, oh man, instead of scrolling on phones, what'd be really cool is if we just put blockies together in bed.
The pieces are so small though.
That's what everybody says, but
just get a little table, like you can put a little TV.
I know,
tray.
a
little tray. Okay, that's fair.
Out the
I'm not thinking ahead to the tray. I'm just thinking of opening a package of blockies and the little hands and the little joints, because you lose those joints, you're done. And it's later on it's stuck to your ribs when you wake up in the morning, and you're just like, what the hell is that? And you're picking off the arm pivot.
I can't speak for everybody, but we have successfully put together at least like 20,
probably more
or more blockies.
Wow.
I mean, you were actually doing like only fences in bed.
I was making fences.
He's gluing the fences.
So I did wake up with
the hot glue gun,
like clipping stuck to me.
So this is a relationship podcast. We're just trying to offer like relationship
advice.
If you ever feel disconnected from your significant other, just put together my like mini model kits in bed with them. Like,
right. My wife is the anti. Like, I'm probably the way I am because my wife is so opposite of it. Right. Like she collects a couple things, but not like excessively, right? My wife likes the Golden Girls. Okay. Huge Golden Girls fan. So we always get her, you know, I got her the little people, the Golden Girls little people. Okay. She's also a teacher, so she takes these things to school and she decorates her her classroom with these little things. She has little crocheted ones and that thing. But like when NECA did the line of the Golden Girls, I wanted to get them for her, but the soft goods just did not look good to me. And so I was just like, the faces were good, the overall look of them, but I didn't care for the soft goods. And then she was also just like, what am I going to do with these? Like actual action figures? Like, what am I going to do with them? And I was like, all right, that's fair. Like she likes tchotchke type things that you can put on top of a computer screen, stuff like that. But she doesn't collect anything else. Like to her, it's all clutter. She comes down here and the first thing she does is wipe my shelf, you know? And she comes over and she's just like, oh, I guess it's time to dust, you know? And I dust like quarterly, but it's a trial, you know, when I have literally 20 feet of shelves on each side, I have to take them all down and then dust and then put them all back, which gives me an opportunity to repose some of them here and there. But that's me. She's not anything like that. So for her to like take up a hobby, I always try. I'm like, oh, let's like play puzzles or let's do this or let's, you know, her idea of a hobby is sitting down on the couch and watching 90 Day Fiance with me. So
okay, that's not a bad hobby.
Doesn't take up space.
No,
my wife has no collection and no hobbies. Unfortunately, I've tried. So
this one likes to pretend that she doesn't collect things.
Legos.
But if I touch it, it's mine forever for the rest of my life. It will remain with me.
So the thing is, she just finds ways to hide the things that she won't.
Yes.
So this one is so I like to joke about being a hoarder because I think I have hoarder tendencies. Like the boxes in the back room, I'm hoarding those. I don't need them, but I keep them.
I have a whole closet full of boxes.
Yeah. Well, out of all the 800 Transformers I have, I got the box for every one of them, right?
Oh, that's legit.
Very
okay.
I'm like, I might need it later, right?
So here's my question: what boxes do you keep versus what boxes do you get rid of? Do you have a line? Do you have a spending limit per figure, or is it just box art? Like, what is it? What box do you keep versus what do you throw out?
So the honest answer is I've never thrown out a box.
Wow. Okay.
Except for some model kits.
Model kit boxes go.
Yeah. Okay.
Contemplating.
There are
there are a lot of people that will do like these challenges of if I get 10,000 followers or 50,000 followers on Instagram, like I will, like it's a couple where if I get to do this, then if I don't reach this limit, then my wife makes me get rid of my Lego collection or whatever.
Right.
It was like a challenge to see which way the internet would go with it.
Like, or if you can get like the Backstreet Boys to comment on your post, one of those ones.
All my boxes, but if not, then
they gotta go.
Yeah.
Then I have to burn
so it's a win-win, right? Like if he has to get rid of all the boxes, then we have an immense amount of like storage room space.
When she says immense, like I'm actually very compact with my boxes. So I put my boxes in other boxes, and those boxes stack on top of other boxes.
Approximately one half of our storage room are his
That
boxes.
is a lie.
Okay, half plus what you need to sell on eBay is.
I have a small storage closet, and mine's like Tetris. Literally, like everything's Tetris. I'm like, this box fits here, this box fits there. If I get a new box, I'm like, well, let me pull that one out and put that one here. And I'm like, I'm just waiting for me to finish a row so they all disappear.
Yeah. I mean, that would be great. So what I did is like, so it's like basically, so with what I have back here, there are different like lines, right? So it's like I started collecting with Transformers with the War for Cybertron line. So it's like I have one box that's like the Siege line, one that's Kingdom, one that's Earthrise. And so they because magically somehow the Transformers that are released in that line almost all fit into a large Lowe's moving box. So
okay.
So I have them kind of organized by these like moving boxes, and they stack like 3 or 4 high.
Obnoxious.
And I like the last time, and then it's like once a year I'd go through and I'd reorganize and put everything into the boxes and and the last time I did it, I was like, okay, once these are full, then I've hit critical mass and I have to figure out what to do. well, they're full, and then I have another pile. So like I've hit critical points and then some, and I'm like, we got to figure this out, right? We've talked about this a couple other times, but reason
I think we need to make some sort of weird challenge here.
Yeah, there has to be a reason for me to get rid of them. Yes. Otherwise, I'll keep making excuses of like, because I'm like, well, we still have room back there. It's not like we can't walk through our.
You're not going to use that room for anything else, right? So like, it's serving its purpose.
If I get rid of these 7 moving boxes of boxes, what are we going to do with the space? Nothing.
Yeah. That's what I mean. What are you going to do with the space? Now, if it's a space where you can like tear down the wall and make it more shelves for collection, then that's one thing. Yeah. But if it's just a closet that is not like you can't use it for your collecting, if you can't use it for a display, then it's just a closet, right? But if there's a way to use that space for your collection and expand your displays, this could be my movie Ninja Turtle closet, right? And then instead of having a door, you have like you buy pepperoni beaded curtain, right? And then
like those, and then like waffle, like
the accordion door, something like that, but like leave it, make it open in the sense that that's why I say like a beaded curtain that has like Ninja Turtles or something like that you can go in and then you turn on the light and it's green in there and then that's your Ninja Turtle closet or something,
So
like the floor, you put the sewer cover on the floor, all that stuff.
We have this space between this door,
I know,
and here where there's just nothing. We could totally take out this wall, and we could make this room go this way.
See,
I'm just gonna throw it out.
It's not load bearing. It's not a load bearing wall. You can totally open it up.
Even if it is, you just get the headers in there. You get a structure.
Yeah, you put a big header on there. Absolutely.
Yeah, just like if you're gonna do it, you might as well do it right. Oh, and I'm like, that section, okay, here's the deal for you.
Okay, tell me the deal.
If we can just tear out all this and expand it that way, I'll get rid of the boxes tomorrow.
Will you?
Yeah. Because then I can put shelves going this way and not a room.
There you go. See, we're striking deals.
The age-old problem of what do we do with all these boxes and how do I put more stuff on shelves?
You're out of control.
So do you keep the boxes in the event that you ever have to package up your figures, or is it because you like the box art, or a little bit of both, or any of the above?
It's a multi-problem problem. So we used to live in another place that was 3 hours away, and originally I kept the boxes because I was like, because we kind of planned. I mean, when we started, I planned on moving because I'm like, this place, this is the freaking ghetto.
I never wanted to leave this house. It was fantastic.
No, it wasn't. It was awful.
Was so great.
It was like 200 years old. It was a 3-story house. The 3rd story had no electricity, no heating, no plumbing, nothing.
Okay,
it was unfinished.
That is not true. There was no heating. There was no HVAC on the 3rd floor.
That's what I said.
There was 2 outlets on the 3rd floor.
And the electrical was run on the outside, over the walls, over the door frame. I don't know what those balloons are from.
I don't know.
You did some gesture that made the balloons go off. That was pretty good.
Okay, there was no, like the HVAC was actually only on the 1st floor. Yeah. And everything else just got very sketchy from there.
So like like the office, our office, no heat. No heat.
No,
but the bedroom, the bedroom had a gas stove,
and then there
was a heater,
and then the room off the side there actually was some sort of.
It also had a bat infestation.
I'm surprised there. Oh my God! Carbon monoxide. I'm surprised we didn't get carbon monoxide.
This one was like, I never want to move from this house. I'm like, and also where this house was, there was a slow speed car chase through the neighborhood. I looked out the windows one night and I was like, what are these lights? There are police standing out with rifles.
I totally would have. I would have stayed there forever.
And there was there was it was in the I lived in Des Moines, Iowa, which is the capital city of Iowa.
I owned that house prior to you. I would have died in that house.
I know you would have, but I love you enough to not let you die in that house. So before she bought it, though, somebody actually had jumped the curb and hit the side of the house and took out a section of it. So I'm like, this is death trap. Death trap waiting to happen.
Beautiful house.
No, It was not beautiful. It was a death trap.
But okay, so to bring it back to like toy boxes.
So you knew you were moving.
So I was like, we're moving from this ghetto death trap.
And so you saved all the boxes because he wanted to make sure everything arrived safely. So he put all the figures.
I did that.
Back
No. I didn't actually do that.
Okay, well that's what you told me.
I thought I was that's what my plan was, but then I was like, this is gonna take too much work, and so I just bubble wrapped the figures and then put the boxes in another box. We actually had more boxes of toys and boxes of toy boxes than just like household stuff.
No,
it was funny. So anyway, that was
we moved 2 years ago, and I did that. Like we moved, we were in our house for 10 years, and I had like a 10 by 10 office, and then I had my backlog of boxes in the back, but like my displays were all up. Yeah. I did the same thing, but I actually repackaged every figure back into their plastic and then put them back in their box and then put those boxes into the big Lowe's moving boxes, you know?
Yeah.
I had more boxes than almost the rest of our house together.
Yep.
Because
you're saying you don't have anyone in your family, like you are patient zero of the collecting disease, is what you're saying.
Yeah. No, my mom was a collector.
I knew
it. My mom was a collector of dragons and wizards and mythological things like that. Yeah, my mom liked like a lot of that wizardry stuff, like the pewter dragons, pewter and Swarovski crystal things, and like you know, anything you'd see at like East Meets West, those things, you know, all those types of things. So my mom really liked. We had the Franklin Mint dragons with like gold wings and stuff like that. So yeah, she really liked that kind of stuff. So I guess that's kind of where I got it from, because my mom really collected crystal glass dragons and pewter stuff and wizards and castles and stuff like that. And so that's probably where I got my collecting tendency from. But as far as anything else, though, I'm an only child. My mom was an only child, so I don't have anyone else to base my tendencies off of. Yeah.
Only childs unite. Are you left-handed by chance?
I am not. My wife is.
Okay, so you drive, but you know how to drive a manual and you collect.
I do know how to. Yes.
But you don't drive a Honda.
I don't drive a Honda. I drive a Chevy.
All right.
We have determined that so specifically in the Transformers, people that are mostly into Transformers.
And you're not an engineer. We've already established
there's a
that.
higher correlation to people that drive Hondas and manual transmissions
and work in some
form of engineering, like what we were discovering. We should do like a case study. Scientific.
I mean,
like, hey, what kind of car do you drive? Like,
if you think it does track, because like I said before, I used to tinker and take apart my Transformers and then put them back together, because I like to figure out how things work. You know, my dad was a contractor, so by default, I can build damn near anything, you know, like I do a lot of my own home improvements. I was hanging doors last weekend, you know, so like I'm very handy in that sense. So engineer, no, but handy enough that I can build things and create and do stuff like that. That tracks a little bit, I guess.
I'm pretty good with hot glue.
Yes.
If you're just like, here's a pile of garbage, make something with it, I'll be like, done. Like,
yeah, if it's something that it requires like actually getting like homework done, that's me.
Yeah.
I've done so much tile and drywall and renovation.
Mm-hmm. Like I tried manual labor once in my life, and I was like, this isn't for me.
Yeah, my wife's making the laundry list of things to do this summer, and I'm like, she's like, all right, we want to renovate the bathroom, we want to renovate the laundry room, we want to do this, we got to do landscaping. I was like, okay, I have no problem doing each and every one of those things at some point, but I am one person. Okay.
So like every Toy Stone box, we're gonna have to hire some people for some of this.
That's what I told her. I was like, my wife thinks I am HGTV. Okay. She thinks we're gonna go. This job is gonna be done in a weekend. And meanwhile, like she'll give me a job and it takes me 2 or 3 weeks because I'm only doing it on the weekends when I can, because I have a full-time job and then I have the kids, I have everything else. So when I get the job done, she's like, wow, that took forever. I was like, yeah, it's just me. We don't cut to commercial and it comes back and it's done. I don't have a crew of 17 guys that are doing this job. It's just me. Okay.
You're like Monday through Friday, that's the commercial break.
I mean, whatever you think it is, times it by 4. That's how long it's going to take.
Exactly. Yeah.
I mean,
so I told her.
I could theoretically do this stuff. I just don't want to. Like that's my thing is like, I mean, I could fix, I'm pretty handy. Like I can do things. I just choose not to.
Yeah.
I'm lazy. Yeah. It's not that I'm lazy. I view it as time is money. And so like what's going to cost less is paying somebody to do it in a reasonable time frame, or the amount of time I'm going to spend researching it, doing it.
The problem is
doing it wrong, going back and fixing what I do wrong, procrastinating it, and then getting it done. And
you always find a problem. You always find a problem, and you're just like, and then that just makes things take longer, you know.
Because I'm also a bit of a perfectionist, and so when I'm doing something, like it has to meet my standards. If somebody else does it, it can be lower quality, and I'll eventually accept it.
That's fair.
So I'm just going to circle back to the box thing real quick because I didn't finish this answer.
Yes.
So originally I kept the boxes because I was like, we're going to move, right? And but you talked about the box art piece, and that's the other piece of it is because people create that, right? Like it's somebody's job to make that art, and
you feel like you need to keep it all.
As somebody who creates bad art that nobody will ever want to purchase. I feel like I would be sad if I did sell something and somebody was like, going in the trash, right? And so like there's a part of me that's like, I have to keep this because somebody put their time and effort into this. Now if they start creating box art through AI, I'll be like, whatever, I don't care about it.
They're already doing that. You're out of your mind if you don't think they're making box art.
Maybe I don't know. Like usually they credit somebody with some of it anyway. And so so that there's a factor there with the art piece of it. And like we've talked to a couple of people, and somebody actually gave the suggestion of like flattening them or making collage with like
that's where I was going with that. I've seen people that have been making like collages with it, or they take the pieces. So my point to that earlier was you were talking about the Last Ronin boxes, right? Yeah. So if you were ever to unbox them, you could just keep those side pieces and make that mural of those pieces of boxes, right? Yeah, so that's full circle as where I was going with that too.
So that's something I've been thinking about is like, could I make like something? Because we have like this one likes to buy art from everybody. Like anytime we go to any convention, she's like, I want to buy art from every single person that's here. I don't even care if I like it, I'm gonna buy it. And so I was like, we don't have wall space to hang your art because it's all covered in shelving for my toys, right? Yeah. And so
I have so many prints.
Yeah,
I have
like
so
you
many
can
prints.
buy these portfolio things, right? And have art books.
Yeah.
So that's what we started doing is we bought those, and then we put like prints we put in those, and they're kind of like, I'd like to say it's like a coffee table book, but it's too large, so it kind of is stuck next to the couch and an end table where they can be pulled out. And so that's what I was thinking. Maybe I would start doing with like boxes. It's like I cut out the art piece, make a collage, put it in this thing, then it's in this thing that could be opened up and flip through. The third piece is I'm just a hoarder.
Yeah, you just don't want to get rid of it. It's fine.
I'm like, I need a reason to get rid of it. I'm like, it's not hurting anything.
That's why we need to do the challenge of like, hey, we're going to set some obscene goal, like 50,000 followers on Instagram. And if we don't get rid of it, you have to get rid of the boxes. If we do, we end up with 50,000 followers, and then maybe someone will sponsor us. Like, it could be a win-win regardless.
And you have to make it, don't just throw the boxes out. I think you should have a fire pit with the boxes.
There's got to be something. Like hole punch it or something. I don't know.
Oh God, not hole punching. No, just burn it on there.
Or shredder, either a shredder or a burner.
Oh no, we should get like an industrial shredder though. Like
I am not buying an industrial shredder to get rid of the box.
You can rent one.
Oh no, we could buy a wood chipper for like $200.
I was just gonna say a wood chipper. Just throw them all in the wood chipper.
That'd be good.
Yeah, let's rent or buy a wood chipper to get rid of some boxes that we could just recycle.
I bought a wood chipper.
It's all for content, Rob. It's all content. Everything is content.
Exactly. That would be good content. Would you not watch someone wood chip like boxes?
I mean, personally, I would be more impactful of setting it all ablaze.
Well, that's what I said. That's why I said you can't just throw them out. You have to do something with them. You either have to throw them in a fire pit, a shredder, something along those lines. And the thing about shredding it, then you have this colorful mass, and then you can either burn that or do something with the shreds, right? So
we don't live rural enough to burn stuff.
So the thing is, we can't shred it because then I'll just be like, well, now they're all shredded and compacted. I can just keep the shreds.
Oh, that's true.
This is a hardcore.
No, this is no. Here it is. Here it is. Wait, I got it. Shred it, and then have Sarah put it back together like a puzzle.
Oh God!
Actually, that would be fantastic. Like dig through this big old pile of like just do all this strips.
Well, just one. Start with one box. Start with one box and shred it, and say, "Here you go, Sarah. Put it back together and do." And then she has to.
That's the thing is, she would do it.
I know. And then as she gets really good at it, then you throw 2 or 3 boxes in, and then make her go figure out the 2 or 3 boxes, right?
Yeah, but she would do it. That's the problem. Is she would never like let it go.
It would be too much.
That's not a bad idea though. Like that could be
right.
But I could be like, but only put together the art pieces that we can then frame.
Yeah. Or if you know somebody with a laser cutter, you could flatten the box, put it on a piece of cardstock, and then send it to them to laser cut into jigsaw pieces.
Oh. Or instead of renting a wood chipper, we could just buy a laser cutter.
Yeah, and do your own.
And I can make.
You could. These are all great ideas here.
Mulch for landscape is not a bad idea.
No,
Justin.
it's not. It's not a bad idea at all. Let's do one more wheel of questions.
Don't tell me
here.
what to do.
I will tell you exactly what to do. We're gonna do one more question. And have you ever had a moment where something happened that you simply cannot explain with logic or science?
Yeah. That happened a couple weeks ago, actually. I forgot what day it was.
Was it Tuesday?
It was like a weekend. We had just come. Oh, maybe it was
Saturday?
New Year's. No, you know what? I think it was New Year's. So it was a few months ago. We were at our cousin's house for New Year's. I think it was New Year's. And we came home especially late that night. It was probably 1 o'clock in the morning. I think it was, or 2. You know, they lived about 20 minutes away. And my wife was putting our girls to bed, and she walked in my younger daughter's room, who's 9, and her ceiling fan was turning. Okay. It wasn't on. The switch was off. Everything was off, but the ceiling fan was spinning gently, not like it was on, just rotating. Okay. She noticed it, did not want to say anything to my daughter.
Right.
And then as she walked in, she saw it. Okay. And as soon as she saw it, it stopped on a dime, stopped, not slowed down to a crawl, stopped spinning. Okay. And I got goosebumps telling this story right now.
I do too. I got goosebumps listening to you.
So
you can see him.
Yeah. So, and again, I didn't experience it, but the fact that my wife experienced it and then my 9-year-old daughter saw it as well, that's a reputable source to me that happened, right?
So how old is your house?
It was built in the 80s. No, it's not. No, it's not a 200-year-old house with no HVAC on the 3rd floor or any of those things, you know.
A bad station.
It wasn't built over an ancient Indian burial ground. You know, I don't have the TV static or any of that stuff. So it's just, her name is Jean Grey. But it's just, so that was a really weird occurrence. And, ever since then, obviously my senses have been heightened around the house. And, those things just always have creeped me out. The unexplained, the paranormal, that stuff has always kind of creeped me out to the point where, like, I won't put a mirror at the bottom of the stairs because I don't ever want to come down the stairs and look at a mirror and see something behind me move quickly. Right? This weird shit like that. So there's things like that just creep me out. So like when I'm laying in bed and the TV's on and I'm just on my phone and our door is open to the hallway, and I see a shadow out of the corner of my eye, I quickly like stop everything and then I just stare at the door for like 8 minutes. I'll just stare at the door. But part of me doesn't want to see that happen again. I just want to say it was just something out of the corner of my eye that I missed. Right. So, yeah. So that stuff that just creeps the shit out of me. So again, that was my experience with something that I can't explain happening. All your beers are, of course they are prime.
Yeah, no doubt about that, Prem.
I believe that. And the best part is he sleeps alone.
I want to see it. I want some photos. Picture didn't happen. So this is a debate we have. Okay, first of all, that is a freaky story, and I 100% believe it. The shadow people thing, shadows look on your eyes, real stuff. Shadow people came up. It was a couple weeks ago. With somebody we're talking to.
I don't remember.
And I meant to look up shadow people to show you because she's never heard of the shadow people before.
Yeah. No.
Like and so
you see them like and now I'm going to see one tonight. I know it's going to happen. I got
the more you pay attention. Yeah, I know. Like I got goosebumps.
I mean, like
the more you pay attention, the more you
so many like old homes over my
old
lifetime.
Homes doesn't mean
no. Just listen to me. I live next to a cemetery.
No, but people die in a cemetery.
So we lived in this earth home when I was in middle school. It was fantastic. Like you like it was built. It was like a hobbit house. It was like built into a hill. You mowed it, whatever, the roof. And it was right next to, it was like, because there's a lot of the mound builders in like the Midwest where that was like it was like a Native American like tradition where they would like build different, mounds that were shaped as snakes or whatever. And so there were like a lot of mound builder items in that area. And I like legitimately lived on Native American burial like grounds and in old houses and next to cemeteries. And I've never experienced this. It's probably because I'm just not afraid of the dead.
No, it's because you don't believe you were closed off to it.
Probably.
That's the problem. Like you could live in a haunted, like a legitimate haunted house, and you're just like, that's just not real. And of course you're not going to experience anything because you're just like, F it. Like I don't believe in it, right?
Yeah.
Like you have to be open to the things. And so I believe in ghosts, spirits, all this, like aliens, all this stuff, right? Nothing, right? She's just like, none of it's real. But she does.
My wife does not believe in aliens at all. And I'm like, how do you think we're the only intelligent life in the universe?
There's got to be.
How do you explain shit like how do you explain the pyramids? How do you explain that stuff? You can't explain that.
Pyramids were not built by people. I'm sorry, but like
they're around the world and they all triangulate exactly the same degrees and all the shit, and they all line up together. No way.
I'm all in on Graham Hancock's theory of like whatever every 13,000 years, like the world resets. I'm into that.
She does have a good theory, which I don't know if this is yours or you heard from somebody, of where aliens are actually time travelers from the future. So they're from the future,
and they're just coming back to say,
try to like give us like warnings,
but
but we're all morons, and so we're just like shooting them down and taking them into labs and this and that, right? Instead of
they came to warn us. Yeah,
they came to warn us, and we're just like, nah, we gotta study you and keep it undercover and whatever. Right? I think aliens. I believe in aliens. I think there has to be other intelligent life out there. Like I'm like, because we're not that smart. And if I'm like, if we on Earth, humankind, like are the smartest things that exist, I'm just like, that's wild. Think
about how we have evolved in technology over the course of just the past 100 years. Okay. Not even going back from cavemen to now, but in the past 100 years, like we've basically can capture the speed of light now. Right. Yeah. And with that knowledge, we can start thinking about how travel and change the way this is a whole nother world we can get into, but outside of toys. But I think of this shit all the time. Like we're at a point now where we are exploring new methods of travel using quantum mechanics, like nanotechnology, shit like that is just, it's mind boggling if you think about it.
I mean, I grew up with like my great grandmother was still alive. She passed away at 103 years old.
Wow.
And she, like, in her, like, I knew somebody, like one of my ancestors.
Her family lives forever.
They live forever. Her son, so my grandfather was born in 1929. Like, I mean, he is still alive to this day, lives in his own home.
By himself.
By himself. He is like the crotchiest old man. He will live forever. Like, he just, so
amazing.
So she remembered cranking, like, she told me the story about how she cranked the car to like start it, and how you had to be really careful, otherwise you break your wrist, because it would like backfire on you. Like, I know somebody who like remembered having to carefully like do that, otherwise you would, you know, hurt yourself.
I bet she believes in aliens.
And the fact is that she was old enough. It wasn't like the last person on the Titanic died, but they were like 18 months on the Titanic, right? Like, you know, when you hear about that, like she was old enough that she remembered cranking a friggin' car. Okay. She wasn't 5 years old. She wasn't 3 years old. She was old enough to do that, probably in her teens, because they got married when they were like 13, 14 years old. But, you know, old enough to know that.
She was 19. He was 17. I looked at the birth certificates.
When you don't live past 45, you got to get going. Like,
my grandmother, you know, and she wasn't even that old, but she told me, like, you know, back then in like the 40s and stuff, you got married at 15, 16 years old. She was married at like 16, I think she said. I was like, that's crazy talk. But
if I get married at 16, I would have been not alive by right now. Like, that definitely would have not worked out well for me.
Oh man, I love the twists and turns we do on this, and we do on this show. This is so great.
This is why, like, this is no longer like,
because we like, because we're surrounded by toys.
We're topless.
But you never know what's gonna happen.
And
exactly,
and either you have toys or you had toys at one point in your lifetime, or you don't have toys, but we do, and we're still talking about it. So like,
yes.
So I'm just, hold on, we're going back to the ghosts and aliens thing.
Okay, fine.
Because so I want to hear updates if anything else happens. So like let me know.
I'll let you know. Absolutely.
Yeah, like if anything else crazy happens, like I'm real curious, because
I even in here, I mean, you got to know how often your figures have been standing for months and months and months, and then one falls for no reason whatsoever. They just fall. Yeah. Why? What happened that made that figure fall? That was a sturdy figure.
Bullshit.
Yeah. It was a sturdy figure. And it's not like it was an earthquake. It's not like the washing machine hit the wall or some shit, because then all of them would fall. Right. But just that one figure falls, you're just like, why? Why did that one figure fall? You know, you've been up there, you've been up for you know, a year and a half, and now you're going to fall. What happened? You know, you got to think something knocked it over. Especially, and if something falls right now, I'm done. I'm going off street.
I'm out. I'm out too. But like, if you need to escape, you get your family. You can come out here. We got a guest room. Like, we've had no paranormal activity in this house. But like, no, like so I am a firm believer that as a child, roughly the age of 5 or 6 or something, I saw a ghost. It chased me down a flight of stairs. I woke up. Like, I was dead asleep. I woke up like 5 in the morning, just sat up straight in my bed. There was nothing, and like just no reason for me to wake up and just like be flat asleep, to be like boom, straight up, right? And there was a bookcase, and then like in front of the bookcase was this shadowy figure. And like I sat, like I saw it. I sat real still. I didn't know what was going on. Like, and then it turned and made eye contact with me. And when I saw it turn, I said, F this. Like, I didn't say F this because I was 5 years old, but like, but it turned. I jumped out of bed. I ran the stairs. It came after me and, you know, kind of dissipated into the light. Like, I ran down. I hid behind a table. My mom was like, what are you doing? And I was like, I said, there was a ghost in my room. It chased me downstairs. And
your mom's like, go to bed.
Yeah. And
your mom's like, oh, that's just Billy the ghost.
Yeah.
That's just Billy. He's been here.
But the thing was, like, the house that we lived in at the time was a house that like nobody ever like lived in that house for like more than a year. It was always under construction.
It's not even there anymore.
It's not even now. It no longer even exists because like
it got torn down.
Because it's like, and so
did it get torn down or did it implode upon itself?
I mean, I don't know, right? Like, because everybody that ever lived in the house was always trying to remodel it and like do updates. And my, like what, they say, right? Like, if you're disturbing, the house or whatever, right?
Spirits,
like the spirits
of the house.
They don't want that, right? And so like that was a thing that like was always happening.
Did your mom ever try and burn some sage though?
No, no.
Did your mom
she just burned Marlboro cigarettes. Like is what she burned.
That's my mom too. That was the incense.
Yeah.
The incense was Marlboro 100s. That was the incense.
I think that there was always activity, and because of that, like everybody's always trying to remodel, and like nobody could ever actually get it remodeled because of the activity. And so then they just were like, screw it, we're gonna bulldoze it.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Or you just grew up in a really bad neighborhood and that was ripe for gentrification. That's also a possibility.
No, because all the houses around it still exist. That's the only one that's gone, right?
That's why I said it imploded upon itself. The walls were bleeding like that. The Treehouse of Horror. Remember, the walls were bleeding, and he's like, "Get out of my house!" And then Marge is like, "Stop it! You're scaring my family." It's just.
I've had other experiences, right? Where there's been things, and so I firmly believe, right? Like, and now I'm not saying like ghost spirits, whatever, right, are there to be harmful necessarily, right? But I do like, so I'm also not a very religious person. She is. We're opposites, right? Like my belief is when you die, you're dead. Like that's it, right? But like, and depending on the circumstances of which you die, like if it is of unjust causes, like you may not be ready to be dead, and so like your energy could,
I believe,
remain, right? Like as a spiritual connection or whatever, right? To the place, like till you get your justice, like I kind of like, I think that's fine. I'm not too woo woo with it, right? Like I'm just like, I don't get real crazy with the stuff, but like so anyway, like
I love that we're just,
I don't know where we're going with this aside from like, welcome to Topless Toy Talk, aside from the fact that like I believe in your stuff, and I'm just like, that ceiling fan thing is just like, that just stop. I'm like, ugh. Sorry, that's where I'm going with it.
You're destroyed here.
I'm gonna be thinking about that all night long. I'm never gonna forget the story of the ceiling fan thing.
So the big question is, how big of a Ghost Whisperer are you, or if you've never watched it? I don't think we've watched Ghost Whisperer.
I don't know if we have. So my favorite show is actually Ghost Hunters, and I know it's a little bit staged and over dramatized.
I hate Zach, whatever his face.
No, not Ghost Adventures.
Oh, that guy. Okay, Ghost Hunters.
Ghost Hunters, which is the bald guy with the goatee.
Okay.
You were plumbers or whatever.
I prefer the people that are like trying to seek out the demons there. Yeah. Like I'm good with that.
Ghost Adventures, that is way over the top, and those guys are real douchey. Like,
yeah, totally. That's why I was like, oh God, you like that guy? No. It's terrible show.
That is the worst one. So again, like Ghost Hunters, I feel like they kind of over dramatize it for TV because it has to be good TV, right? Like you gotta have, but like I feel like there is some legitimacy.
I think most of it is. We all just have to remember that it wasn't until the 70s. It wasn't until the 70s that they removed leaded gasoline. So we just have to remember we've all like our parents. Our parents had
cigarettes and leaded gasoline, paint.
And lead paint, and that all transfers, right? Like, so they were poisoned as children. That likely transferred to us. It's just, it's some environmental toxins we're just trying to deal with now as human beings.
So your view is like ghosts don't exist. It's just heavy metal poisoning passed on generationally.
I think it's generational heavy metal poisoning.
I mean, I could get on with that.
I think it's also mold. I think there's heavy mold exposure that most of us are, experiencing that may be.
I do like Supernatural Prime. I do like Supernatural. That's a good one.
I never watched Supernatural. We do watch Ghost Whisperer here because we cut cable years ago, and with the Samsung TVs you get the Samsung channels or whatever, and it just plays old reruns of shows. And my wife found the Ghost Whisperer, so that's like on, and then when you turn the TV on before you go to an app, the Ghost Whisperer just happens to be on. And sometimes you get caught up watching an episode because you see Jennifer Love Hewitt in a nightgown and you're like, oh no, don't turn this off yet. Don't turn this off yet. I want to see where this goes. And then I'm sucked into the whole episode because Jennifer Love Hewitt is like my hall pass. Oh, Yeah.
Or it's not, it's not AI, machine learning technology, like trying to show you what you previously watched. But it's actually the ghosts in your house that are like trying to show you like what's going on.
But it's also kind of like how I believe that most of the things in media is just them like preparing us mentally for what's coming forward. Like that's the CIA. That's like
we're living in the Matrix. I'm convinced we're just living in the Matrix.
The government is already just planning. It's trying to get us okay with the idea of aliens. It's trying to get us okay with like the ideas of all this stuff. And like, so they have to plant it in, media and movies and television shows so that we're like, we don't fight it when it happens.
Yeah.
Right. I agree.
Like, we've already seen that. This isn't anything new. We already saw that.
I would not like be surprised if we're just in the Matrix.
Yes. I mean, Neil deGrasse Tyson said it's a 50% chance that we're in a simulation. And he's an astrophysicist and he should know.
If you think about it, like a malls are simulations.
Yes.
Okay. Because there's no way a hat store is making rent.
No,
in a mall.
No way.
Okay. There's no way you walk past lids and nobody's in there. Sunglass. How many sunglasses are you selling that you're keeping the lights on in this mall, paying the rent in the mall, and they're every day? You're not selling enough to make the rent in the mall. And I get it's a chain, but that one store has to pay, has to make enough money to sustain the rent in that mall. And 80% of those stores are not selling enough. There's not a hat store, not a sunglass hut. Those shops, that's why I'm convinced malls are simulation. Movie theaters are also a portal, okay? Because if you look at a movie theater from the outside, it's just a regular building. You go in a movie theater, there's 6 theaters this way and 6 theaters that way that are capable of holding 300 people each. Where is that space from the outside of the building?
Actually, I can get on board with that.
Yeah, that's very good.
I can get on board with that because, I mean, I'm sure it's easily debunked by seeing the layout, but like
it's
sure.
No, yeah.
Next time you pass a movie theater, you're like, where the hell they put all those people?
Yeah,
you got at least 12 theaters in there.
Yeah,
so I talk about Ender's Game a lot because I read this book like 20 years ago or whatever. And Ender's Game, like the whole concept behind that. I mean, isn't that what all we're doing in video games? Are we sure that we're not actually like participating in some sort of like war games when you're playing a video game that's like
Gamer? You're playing Gamer, you're playing Gerard Butler right now and you're running around shooting people.
But you're not actually like doing the thing that you like. This is not a simulation. Like you were actually doing the thing.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Have you ever seen the movie Gamer with Gerard Butler?
No.
So you're playing, there's a guy and you control inmates. Okay, they have chips in their neck, and they're basically playing Call of Duty with inmates. And this one guy is just one of the best in the world at this game, and he plays Gerard Butler is the inmate, and so you play as that. But then there's also another side of the world where you can sign up and be controlled. You can be controlled by the people on the internet. So you get paid to do that. So Gerard Butler's girlfriend or wife in the movie, she goes and she's like a sex doll, basically. And there's a big, fat, ugly, fat guy who controls her. And when she's walking around, he's typing like, "Hey baby, how you doing today?" And it shows the girl saying, "Hey baby, how you doing today?" So definitely watch Gamer if you have some time. It's a really good movie. Really good.
We're gonna have to add that in. We're gonna add that to our...
I'm not gonna put our notes. I'm just gonna add to our watch list.
Yeah, add it right now. So we want to be respectful of your time here because we normally try and keep it like
if you gotta go,
and we're like over that. But
and I'm an hour ahead of you guys too, but I'm good. I mean, but yeah, I don't want to hold you up. If the audience is here for it.
What I love is just like how random this whole like.
This is what it is. This is why I'm like, there's no rules anymore.
No, there's no rules.
So actually, when we're talking about sex dolls, I don't know if you're like how into movies and whatnot.
What was that movie we watched?
That's what I was gonna bring up. But like we watched a movie recently called Companion.
Oh, that's
and it
so
had
good.
the guy Huey from The Boys. Whatever his name is, and it had a had a twist and a twist. And I like movies that have like a twist that I can't figure out. Like
he likes movies where you feel dead inside.
At the end,
like, oh, this isn't exactly what I thought, and like my heart has sunk.
I like movies that don't have
a Shyamalan movie, like The Village. Like you're like, oh my god, they were there the whole time.
Yeah, M. Shyamalan.
You like what was the one with the Drag Me Down to Hell?
Drag Me to Hell.
Drag Me to Hell. He loved that movie, and I was just horrified at the end. I was like, no, that can't be how it ends.
And I'm like, wasn't good.
Yes, this is how it ends.
So any movie that like does not that you think is going to have like a happy ending, and then they just like rip it away.
Yeah, last minute.
Yeah.
I'm just like, that's so good. Like that's like such a
The Descent. Have you ever seen The Descent?
Yeah.
The cave divers and the demon, the creatures that live in the cave.
Yeah. You haven't, like, I wanted to watch it with you because it is one of like,
I don't like
caves.
It is so there's not a lot of movies that actually scare me, and that was one that actually kind of, it was so suspenseful.
We watched As Above, So Below, and that was so he likes to do this thing of like 31 Days of Horror
because he hates horror movies.
I hate horror, and he makes
and so I cram them all into 1 month every year.
And it's like
I love that.
So we watch them, and I'm just like pacing.
She'll get up and she'll go and replay.
I can't handle this.
Anything the anxiety.
She's very. I didn't really realize that you were so claustrophobic.
I didn't realize I was so claustrophobic till you're watching movies about crawling through catacombs.
Yeah, any tight space movie.
I hate that. I can't watch the videos of people going and they're like, "Hey, there's a 9-inch opening. Let me see if I can fit through." Why would you do that?
I mean,
if it was that guy that he got, what was that? That's probably 10, 20 years ago. That guy that was like spelunking, and then
that's it. And he went down the wrong way, and they left his body there. He just died 7 days later.
He got folded. He got like they couldn't pull him back up, and he suffocated because he got folded. I will never. That is like that is probably one of the most horrifying images.
I remember that too. Like I remember reading that story, and while I'm reading the story, I'm sweating reading the story. And then they show like a diagram of how he went in and how he got stuck like in a V. And I'm like, oh my God, could you just imagine
like survival?
I'm sweating thinking about that. I can't.
Right. If you can't fit through in a V shape, then you probably shouldn't do it.
Yeah, no, that's terrible.
Even though I do believe though that there's probably a lot of civilizations just like right below the crust of the surface. Like do
you think there's chuds?
I don't know what that means.
That's cannibalistic humanoid underground dwellers. You think we have underground civilizations?
I do. I think that
like King Kong, like another dimension underground.
Yeah.
Definitely. Another dimension? You believe a dimension?
Well, I don't know about a dimension. I think there's
she doesn't believe in alien, but she believes in another dimension at the Earth's core.
I think there's a whole civilization underneath there or under the ocean.
Doesn't believe in ghosts, but she's like, there's definitely another civilization.
I can get with the ocean thing, like the abyss. I remember that. Like there's God knows. I mean, we know more about Mars than what's on the bottom of our Earth, right? And the bottom of our oceans, right? So the Cube, I've never seen the Cube, Stormfire. I have to check that out.
It sounds familiar. I'm not
sure. It sounds familiar as well. I feel like I've heard about it, but I've never seen it. Yeah. But underground dwellers, underground civilizations, I don't know about that.
I mean, like what is it?
Like mole people?
Yeah. I mean, Graham Hancock is part of his like reset every 13,000 years. And when they look at Turkey and like all of those like civilizations that were like built below the crust, like the crust of the earth, and I could see that. You know, how do we know we haven't found everybody? Like, how do we know that there's none of that anywhere here?
That's totally fair.
More about it, you know. I mean, all the different like tunnels and pipes and stuff built under New York City, for example. I think it's possible, even if it's just like homeless people, even if it's just methed out homeless people.
Well, I mean, I believe that. I believe that there's definitely underground towns, underground dwellings, like Demolition Man, right? Yeah. I believe that there's, not necessarily the resistance is living underground, but there's definitely like in the catacombs of like ancient like cities and stuff like that. Like you see the catacombs of like Italy and stuff like that. I definitely think that there's people living in those areas and the sewers of New York City. There's people living probably very comfortably in those underground spots. But I'm thinking like you're thinking like full on civilizations with like not hierarchy, but like with government, you know what I'm saying? Like they have a government and they have a currency, right? And they have trade and storefronts and stuff like that. Like that to me is an underground civilization.
Yeah.
I think there's definitely underground dwellers and dwellings. But yeah. What's up, Henry? And Rock?
Yeah. I do wonder, like, do they look like, I mean, is it just like homeless people under the ground?
You're like, what do they look like? I'm like, they don't exist, woman.
What are they? Are they lizard people? Like, are they people like,
right?
I mean, I'm into that. Like, I don't know that I fully believe
Rob's just like
the concept of it.
We're gonna go in on the lizard. You're like, I don't believe in ghosts, I don't believe in aliens, but lizard people exist.
Lizard people, that's a thing, like absolutely.
Oh yeah.
You got us down this route here.
I know. Yeah, Henrock, well, 2 weeks. We'll be there 2 weeks. We'll be all together. We're always together. You guys know Henrock? Great action figure photographer. Great photographer.
I've followed him.
Definitely check him out.
Personally, don't know him. Like, I've not like shaken his hand, but maybe someday.
No, know of him. You know of Henrock.
Yeah.
He's a local guy. We see him at the toy shows here in Jersey, and we try to at Toy Con is like when all of the collectors and photographers in our area purge, right? So they all get all the stuff that they photographed or that they just don't want anymore, and then they end up getting tables at the toy show and sell all their stuff at basically retail or lower just to get rid of it and get their money back on it.
I wish we had a place something like that.
Yeah. So Henrock, Lago Figs, all these guys, they all come together and they all just get a table and they'll split a table because they don't need a whole table and they'll just put all their stuff up and sell it for the weekend.
That's cool. That's cool.
We all try to get together in like this whole, like it's the size of like an airplane hangar basically. Yeah. And we all try to get our tables next to each other so we can talk and hang out during the show.
That's a lot of fun.
I love it.
Yeah, I feel like the New Jersey area is like the place to be for like toy things. Like it just
everybody says that. We have so many toy shows.
There's just so much stuff there. I'm like how did that happen? I don't know, because I mean, I'll be honest, there's nothing in Iowa. You know, like we have a really bad convention. I want to say bad. I don't mean bad.
You need to roll it back here.
Well, we have a
Comic-Con is good.
We have a Des Moines. It's called Des Moines Con. It's not a bad convention. It's not toy focused. So
it's more
I was gonna say we have a really bad toy convention, but it's not a toy convention. It's more anime, movie, pop culture.
Well, maybe it's time for you to start a toy show.
Well, that's why I was just like, maybe that's the thing is like we need to figure out how to get something like that going, because you're so there's a thing that's called, what I meant to say that was bad was the Des Moines Con. Now, I'm gonna talk shit about that thing.
Wait,
right
what
now.
are you talking about?
Not the Des Moines Con. Damn it, I did it again. What I meant to say was bad is the Quad Con.
Oh yeah, the Quad Con is
that's what I was trying to go at, not the Des Moines Con.
Okay.
Quad Con. I'm gonna talk shit about the Quad Con here.
Okay.
not the Des Moines Con.
And then we'll wrap it up.
So we have this, it comes around every couple months, but it bounces between different areas, but
here it's always in a dead mall, like a really dead mall.
And so they'll have some kind of artists, some people that do novels, books, and then some tables that sell toys. And I actually tried to inquire about a table one year, and they claimed to be sold out, and then we went to it and I was like, there is so much space here, you were definitely not sold out. But I feel like the guy that runs it is just kind of an a-hole. I'm looking at you, QuadCon.
Honestly, the organizer makes all the difference. I've been to shows that had the potential to be really good, and they've just been terribly organized and terribly promoted. Whereas if you had gotten the right promotion and the right marketing materials and the right marketing person in place, you could have made it a great show. Absolutely. But they just don't advertise it. They don't post about it on social media. They don't do anything. So I'm like, why do you think anyone's going to come to that show? And
I just feel, so it's like the people that they have attend, either they are selling, well, we have now discovered it's knockoff, bootleg stuff.
But I always knew that.
Oh, okay.
All the Pokemon stuff is not the right color.
Yeah, so
it's just it's slightly.
It's a red Pikachu. It's an orange Pikachu.
They have a lot of stuff that they've clearly acquired from China. It's
just not quite right.
That is the same thing of an official either statue or figure or something, right? But it's a bootleg, right? Or the people that are selling the official stuff like is so inflated in price that like you would never buy it. Like there was one guy at this last one we went to, and I was like, I'll probably never go to another one after this. And it's free to attend, right? So it's like, you know, keep your expectations in check type of thing. But they were selling like basically a set of reissue of the G1 Dinobots, like the Transformers.
Oh yeah.
And on eBay, like you can go find them for like, I don't know, $45-$50 a piece. And this guy was selling them for $85 a piece. And I'm like, who's going to buy that? And that's the thing, is it before I ever would like pull the trigger on anything that any of these vendors are selling, like I'll just look it up on eBay. And if I see that I could buy it for, you know, half the cost, I just walk away. I'm like, you guys are idiots. And like there was another vendor there that we went through, and almost their entire stock is the same thing that they had from like 6 months ago when the convention.
Yeah, the same stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm like,
same stuff.
I'm like, these people have to pay for tables at these things, but like the price that they have on all of their items are so inflated. Like, I don't know how they sell anything.
They don't make their table back. Yeah. Some don't make their table back because they want ridiculous prices for their stuff, or the stuff they have is just not something they want to buy. You know, people want to buy.
But what we have a lot of here are card shows.
Yeah,
I don't get
a lot of Pokemon.
Oh yeah,
a lot of card shows.
Okay.
And I don't go to that because I don't do cards. I don't need to.
You don't do cards.
Right. Actually, maybe that's the thing I should get into, because like it would be much more compact.
Please don't acquire.
Just get rid of all the Transformers and we'll just go cards.
Please don't acquire. Because you won't. You would not.
I wouldn't.
You would not get rid of the Transformers. You would just.
I just feel like these fit in a binder. I can just slide it right under the bed.
Right. Yeah, I can just have binders. The binders fit in the box. Is so much nicer. Absolutely.
So I appreciate your New Jersey area and all of your different toy shows and everything you have, because
back to that.
Because that's really cool. Yeah. Like I think it's really cool that there's an area that is just a little heavy on that type of thing, as opposed to. Like,
I'll tell you, Legion's Con, really, of all the shows I've been to and all the shows I do, Legion's Con literally is the best show that I've ever done and that I've attended to. Yeah. You know, like I go to New York Comic Con every year, but it's just so overinflated. It's so big. You don't really hang out with anybody. You bump into somebody at a booth, you say, hey, how's it going? Where are you going next? I'm going to this booth. Me too. Let's go to that booth together. And then they're like, where are you going next? I'm going to this booth. Oh, I really want to go down to Artist Alley. Okay, I'll see you later. And then you split. And then you bump into each other again later. And then maybe you'll text each other, hey, you want to go get a bite? Okay, let's do a meet here. We'll go to this food truck or something like that. So New York Comic Con's cool to run into people, but not hang out. Legion's Con, you see people at the show, they hang out at your table for a minute, or you go to the same tables. It's so much more intimate. Yeah. And then, like you said, the pub is there, and that lobby, people just all converge in there, and they stay in that lobby until like 1-2 o'clock in the morning. And you go from this group to that group to this group to that group, and you just have such a understanding of like-minded people.
Yeah.
So. It's DBlakeMakes trying to say, going to any Legions thing. I want the red. Oh, the not red Sonya. Yeah. So that'll be at Legions Con, or not Legions Con. That'll be at Toy Con, New Jersey in 2 weeks.
But not
so. Yeah. So Legions, Mythic Legions came out with the new female warrior, legendary warrior, and one of the head sculpts was a redhead with war paint. And the Red Sonya account went nuts and blasted all the pictures on the internet and threatened, cease and desist and all this other bullshit. So the Four Horsemen decided to just remove the redheads from the packaging. And then they're going to add it to a figure later on this year.
That's a great workaround. I love that.
It is. And then so you'll still get the head, and then you could still make the figure that you wanted in the beginning.
Yeah.
So that's why they're calling it the not red Sonya.
So is Legion's Con and some of these other conventions, like you're saying, they're good because it gives an opportunity for for you to just kind of like hang out and like be with
people?
Is
And
that what
Legion's
makes
Con,
it
you
cool?
don't have to be a Mythic Legions collector.
Yeah.
It's gotten to the point now where it's almost become like a decon or something like that, where it's so many independent toy lines. You've got Plunderlings, you've got Skeletron, you got so many makers too, like me and other makers that are there making dioramas, making custom head sculpts and weapons, and independent toy lines like Ashen Oath and Von Berg Studios and all these guys that are just making a name. Brutal Realm, they're just showing off their stuff there, and you can buy stuff if they have it for sale. But it's not just about the toys, but again, it's about the community. It's about running into people and seeing these people that you've met online, and now you're seeing them in person, and you're actually spending time and talking with them. It's like, it's going, and you're seeing Robo, and you're seeing, Dan Larson, and you're seeing these guys that you've seen on all of their streams, and they're there now, and now you're just like, oh my God, I'm hanging out with you in the lobby and we're talking toys. It's just a really fun environment.
So you're saying what makes a good toy convention is getting a widespread collection of people that are known throughout the community, that are not necessarily just people selling toys, but customized things and
people who just love it.
People that just love it. That's it. And you don't have to have the names. You don't have to have the, Dan Larsons and guys like that come into the shows. You just need, I think what Legion's Con has that a lot of other shows don't have is, again, the intimacy. It's not a gigantic venue. So it's really hard to get into as a vendor unless you've gotten into it in the past, and you're kind of grandfathered in, or you've got something and there's an opening and you're able to slide in there. So it's very intimate in that sense. It's almost exclusive, right? But the fact that the venue it's on the hotel, right? Yeah. People that are going to the show are staying at the hotel. Right, so there's not a rush that, doors are closed, everybody leaves, and then you don't have anywhere to go and you have to find a local restaurant or something like that. You're right there. And you stay in the hallways, you stay here, you stay there. And they have after hours events too. Like they have a pop and swap event where people bring all of their extra pieces, basically. So you got one guy that's just got a table of weapons, another guy's got a table of heads. And they're customized, and you can go and you can trade. I'll trade you this leg for that arm. I'll trade you this torso for that body or whatever. And you're making your own custom figures basically at the end of the night, So again, it's just so much. It's intimacy. It's being amongst other like-minded collectors. And it doesn't matter what you collect because there's something for everybody at this show. There's a table that's selling Marvel Legends. There's a table that's selling GI Joes or something like that, or McFarlane's, whatever. Big Bag Toy Works or Big Bag Workshop was there selling their Monster Force figures, right? Cool. So again, you have such an eclectic thing, and then you can go over here and get a cool diorama if you want to get a cool diorama, depending on what you collect. And there might be 5 different diorama guys, but there's one guy that does medieval dioramas, where there's another guy that does space dioramas. There's another one that makes, taverns and pubs, or there's somebody that's selling props, that's selling like gargoyles, to prop your figures on, so there's just so much out there for everybody to collect and open your mind to different things. So I think that's what makes a good con is variety. Right? It's the variety. It's not just about, you don't want a million people that selling pops, selling Funko.
I mean, and that's like the thing,
obnoxious.
The things that we have come around here, very heavy on props.
That's what it is.
So I'm just asking. So I'm like, maybe that's our calling in life, is to get a Midwest,
we'll see,
like show going. That's like, like
we'll see,
because that could be, something like a Legion's guy, like we don't, I don't know. I'm just. Because we don't have anything around here like that,
I'll tell you, if you've got the following, it doesn't hurt to just reach out to these companies and see if they're willing to distribute at these shows. The 4 Horsemen are traveling, like they just did Muskegon in Michigan. They did whatever WonderCon in Orlando. So sometimes they have what they call street teams. you know, where they'll ship a bunch of product out and they have like trusted people in the community that will sell at the table there for them. You know, Savage Crucible, those guys, they'll travel as well. If you, you know, just reach out. It all depends on, you know, is there demand for their toys, right?
We'll count you in for 2027. So
let's go. I'm there. You know.
So I love this. So we have gone full circle here on all the things.
I need a purpose in life, and maybe it's a toy convention. And
I think this might be your longest stream ever too, isn't it? We're up there.
We're getting real close. So what I would love to do. So Rob, you put all the links here for DBlake in the chat.
So we had a QR code up most times. So make sure you.
Topless Toy Con.
Find you. When we get all your links in the show notes and everything, but like how can people find you, follow you, stay up to date with all the.
Yeah, I'm mostly active on Instagram under DBlakeMakes. All my social media is DBlakeMakes. So you know, you can get me on Instagram. I don't really use Twitter. Facebook is just a mirror of Instagram. So I'm basically just everywhere if you just look up DBlakeMakes. And you can always go to dblakmakes.com, where I have all of these plus more. I have over 300 designs online that you can buy right there. I do free shipping on orders of $50 or more, which is 2 or 3 signs, depending on what you're buying. And if you buy 5, you get your 6th one for free. So once you put the 6th one in your cart, $20 will come off.
That's fantastic.
That's a good deal.
Awesome. Topless Toy Con is a thing. You got to do Topless Toy Con.
I mean, we've had people be like, "Hey, are you going to go to this convention and do a panel?" And I'm like, if we could figure it out, how to do this, but also like what we would talk about to keep people interested for an hour,
45 minutes, 50 minutes, whatever a panel.
I'm not very interesting unless I have a hand puppet
or a headband.
No.
But thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me. I'm sorry I was still talkative and we ran so late, but
no. Actually, we appreciate it. This one has like a hard line at 9:30 Central Time.
I have to go to bed
because she claims to be a real adult. And so
it just is.
That's why we started at 7 o'clock versus 8 or 9, like other reasonable people that are adults and have children and this and that.
It happens.
She'll fall asleep. 9:45, boom, head down on the table.
In terms of next week, though, I did want to call out. We are going to be doing Dylan from Dylan's Drink and Draw. Is our guest.
Dylan.
So I'm super excited about that.
He will be at the Des Moines Con, which is not the bad con I was talking about. It is the
That's the good con.
To clarify.
So he will be our guest next week. But thank you all for joining, for liking, subscribing, and we will see you next Tuesday.
And tell your mom that I said hi.